Halo guys, welcome ya guys ya. Selamat datang di YouTube Mantan Gaming guys. Halo Bang Firman. Welcome buat Bang Firman ya guys ya.
お前も知ってんだろ俺が昔里のみんなに嫌われてたこと。
Tunggu gua Bang, mengucapkan hai. Oke Bang Danu, oke Bang Danu. Sini. Ini gua baru beli kipas ya Bang ya. Apakah kipas ini membantu Mobile Legend gua Bang? Gua tes dulu ya Bang ya. Bang Danu, kemarin nick lu apa Bang Danu? Gua lupa Bang Danu. Oke Bang Firman, let's go. Let's go login brotherku. Apakah HP ku ini? Oh Bang Danu Bang Hans ya guys ya. Lupa gue cu. Bang Danu Bang Hans guys. Waduh, udah bintang 19 ya Bang ya. Kenapa bintang lu 19 Bang? Bukannya kemarin 3 lagi. Ini Tirek siapa cu? Putri siapa Tirek ini guys? Kok gue nggak tahu nih, ini siapa guys? Teman gua kah? Siapa nih guys? Ah, bukan guys, bukan pertemanan gua. Ini pertemanan di Facebook mungkin guys. Udah lama tidak mabar kita ya guys ya. Gue sambil makan guys. Bentar, siap. Aman aja Bang. Kerupuk merah guys. Sudahkah kalian makan daging hari ini? Gua belum guys ya. Oke. Let's go. Bang Radit, Bang Zidan mana guys? Anjay Bang Firman, lu ganti-ganti akun mulu Bang. Kita mulai aja dulu ya guys ya, karena Bang Firman sama Bang Radit belum ada guys. Pesan kita kompe berlima guys ya. Agak cibedak guys. Halo guys, jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, karena like kalian sangat berharga bagi gua guys. Waduh, sahabatku, kalian banyak sekali yang nontonku ya. Jangan lupa di subscribe dan di like ya guys ya. Tabak gue lepek kali guys. Welcome buat teman-temanku sekalian. Jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, di like, di subscribe. Apakah dia dapat lawannya cuy? Apakah orang-orang takut dengan melawan Hanzo gua ya guys ya? Halo guys, jangan lupa di like guys. Bah, HP gue bang. Bentar bang. Waduh, kenapa nih guys? Bentar ya, bang, lu mana? Bentar bang. Bentar bang, kok HP gua freeze guys. bentar guys. Bentar guys ya. Kenapa bang? Gak tahu bang. Gak tahu, gue tiba-tiba HP gue. Bentar. Pantesan masih lama tadi guys. Gak berjalan dia cuy. Bentar. Tunggu ya. Waduh. Si kampret HP ini ya guys ya. Halo bang Teguh. Welcome buat bang Teguh ya guys ya. Pantas tadi guys, gua tadi gak kebaca guys. Bentar guys. Cara apa ini? Kenapa gua tadi guys ya? Bang, PS kau kenapa? Nggak tahu bang, kenapa PS gua bang? Undang. Apa tuh cuk? Gua nggak ada pelanggaran cuy. Coba apa aja guys ya. Loh, racing siap. Nggak tahu bang. HP ku panas bang. Sama ya bang, HP gue juga panas bang. Kepenakan gua cuy. Oh, siap, mari langsung mabaran bang. Nanti lu AFK lagi bang. Kenapa HP gue kecuk? Gak tahu bang. Kita sampai jam berapa ini bang? Gak tahu bang. Ngepres lagi bang. Kenapa HP gue ini cuy? Suren aja bang, suren. Aduh, memang gak bisa HP gue lagi bang. Kenapa HP ini ya cuy? Kok nggak tahu ya bang ya kenapa HP gue ini bang? Suren aja bang, suren. Astaga. Bentar bang, coba gue masuk tanpa adanya. Kenapa nih cuy? Kok aneh sekarang HP gua cuy. Apakah harus install ulang atau gimana nih guys? Susah juga ya guys ya. HP kau kenapa? Nggak tahu bang. Kampret kali lah bang. Atau nggak usah dicolokin HP gue ya guys ya. Udah mulai kah bang? Oke, lanjut guys ya. Oke, aman bang. Berarti HP gue nggak bisa dibawa live ternyata bang. Gimana ini cuy? Bisa HP gue dibawa apa bang? Dibawa apa nih pun namanya? Dicolokin bang. Waduh, terpaksa gue main live kayak gini aja gimana bang? Suara apa bang? Suara kipas ini mungkin bang. Gue pakai kipas bang. Tadi gue beli buat HP ini bang. Begitu kah bang? Soalnya dekat dari mic gue bang. Kalau ini kedengeran lagi nggak bang? Nih gue jauhin bang. Nggak apa-apa bang. Oke. Lah aman bang kalau nggak dicolekin bang. Astaga, kenapa HP gue cuk? Aduh, duit belum ada lagi. Duit baru 600.000 guys. Rencana gue beli Infinix aja lah guys ya. Infinix yang 50S. Sekarat kau. Lincah kali guys, lincah kali. Sorry ya guys ya. Waduh, jauh kali catline-nya si Aldos guys. Bang, rumah kau di mana? Rumahku di apa guys? Di Sumatera guys. Waduh, lancelotnya boleh-boleh guys. Untung ada parcel di GG guys ya, pilih guys. First floor, itu ya guys ya. Gua nih GG guys, kalau pakai hair power gua guys ya. Turtle guys. Kenapa kau? Hah? Kenapa kau ya? Jauh bang, rumah kau bang. Emang lu di mana bang? Emang lu di mananya bang? Susah banget ya guys ya. Sorry ya guys ya, gue live layarnya layar hitam ya guys ya. Kenapa gue lag guys? Gak bisa dicolok kenapa gue ternyata guys. Gak tahu kenapa guys. Isinya aman aja guys. Thank you Selena, killing seperi guys ya. Killing seperi dari kita guys. Aman aja, aman-aman. Sabar guys ya. Waduh, lancelotnya GG juga guys. Sing. Bang, kok pakai hero apa? Gua pakai Parsa, Bang. Hero power gua juga, Bang. Hero power 2 ada 2, Bang. Hanzo 1 sama Parsa, Bang. Solo kill. Waduh, mau solo kill tadi, Lancelot mau gue solo kill guys. Ternyata dia bisa lari guys ya. Waduh, dikeroyok gue guys. Segitu benci kah mereka mau gua ya guys ya. Main game Mobile Legend tapi live-nya kayaknya hitam guys ya, sorry ya guys ya. Nah udah bisa apa bang? Apa sih lance? Sorry guys, sorry. Bang, kalau aku hero Zilong, ngapain lo? Oh, lu lagi main juga ya, Bang? Oke, orek, gua mengkill lagi guys ya. Aduh, susah guys, susah. Aku nggak main bang. Berarti lu suka ya hero Zilong ya bang ya? Waduh, Sakratul Maut dulu semua mereka tuh guys. Lancelotnya bisa boleh-boleh nih bang. Gigi parah. Waduh. Waduh, tabak Johnson besok. Lancelot emang sakit bang, benar bang. Sakit banget Lancelot sekarang. Oke. Sabar guys. Nah, ini gue guys ya. Nggak banget guys. Oke, wait. susah juga ya guys ya, karena gua konten apa yang nanti yang akan gue up ya guys ya, karena HP gue juga nggak bisa guys. Gimana nantinya guys. Bang Hans diincar guys. Lukas OP, benar bang. Gua Lukas selalu gua ban bang. Kita bantu bang Serizo atas guys. Hai. Hampir guys. Selamat gua cu. Gua mau di-lock guys. Sorry ya Lance, lu nggak bisa lock gua ya. Waduh, Bang Serizo di kill guys. Wah, dan celoknya OP guys, walaupun killnya sedikit tapi dia OP guys. Bentar guys. Jangan lupa di like guys. Oh, hampir gue ditabrak Johnson cuy. Hati-hati guys, hati-hati. Double kill guys ya. Parsa gua on point guys. Parsa gua membabi buta ya guys ya. Bang, nanti gua rekor ini bang. Ini sumpah permainan gua apik parah guys. Gua record nanti guys ya. Ait. Waduh. Johnson. Mega kill. Kedengeran nggak guys? Mega kill guys. Ore. Aman aja bang, aman. Waduh, dilempar kita cuy. Hati-hati guys. Aduh, gua diincar ya guys ya. Diincar gua. Kita beli apa dulu guys ya? Kita beli itu guys, apa namanya guys? Winter. Gua beli winter dulu ya guys ya. Keteteran aku bang. Oke, aman aja. Bagus. Thank you. Aduh, ngapain? Aduh, kok bang balik lagi bang Serizo? Gua beli bentar dulu guys. Biar apa bang? Biar gua di lock Aldos gue enggak weh. Aisis. Waduh, lensletnya GG guys. Tapi tinggi kita juga GG guys. Lensletnya GG sih guys, lensletnya GG asli, parah. Untung aja timnya bapuk guys. Let's go. Kejar guys, kejar bang. Sorry bang. Siap. Tuh dia, shoot down guys, shoot down. Waduh, nggak dapat cuy. Nggak dapat lore maksudnya. Asli guys ya. Atau apa juga ya guys ya, atau gue kontennya ini aja guys, channel gua waduh, bombardir kita cuy, Aldosnya ngotak. Aduh, sorry guys ya. Aduh, nggak enakan gua guys. Sorry guys ya. Aldosnya PR sih guys. Kita kita buka apa ya guys ya? Oke, gua mau lihat ini aja guys. Mana Bang Hans guys? Bang Hans, Bang Hans. Ngapain lu keluar Bang Hans? MPL.
They have got good damage. They're not exactly too afraid. And let's not forget that Angela was originally crowned the first blood queen.
A lot of early game.
A lot of early game.
Irritation.
Nah, ini aja guys, kita nonton ini playoff aja ya guys ya.
So we cannot forget about that. Early game we do have some pressure that Flash can definitely throw out. The Batang though is currently taken away from the side of RSG. So in terms of Diablo's hero pool and what he was he's famed for, we're now left with Khalid, Uranus, Esmeralda, Paquito. But if we want to add something new, that would be the Lucas. Right? The Lucas could be very possible here.
One more time, we'll just spend it in Jong.
Ini aja kali guys. Setuju nggak guys?
I think Yuzhong is a little bit too slow for that. What I want to do, or rather what I want to see, is someone that can be...
Mana Bang Hans? Bang Hans! HP ku ngelek gerak sendiri. Sekali dipukul Aldous langsung mati. Benar Bang. Aldousnya OP Bang. Wah, startnya udah penuh tadi itu Bang. Males banget gua. Aduh, kita streaming MPL Singapura aja ya guys ya. Season 9 playoff dia guys. Dari 2 nih guys. Mulai nggak nih Bang?
Last pick over to RSG is gonna be
Ini Bang Hans kenapa hilang guys?
In most situations,
Valir. Yeah, I was liking that up for a while.
In most situations, I would always say that the Baxter goes over to the EXP and then Lucas goes over to the jungle.
Yeah.
However, this is a team flash lineup, and with the Diablo in here, the script quite literally flips.
Right.
Yeah. So this is really just more about compensation, or rather a team over meta. Whatever that works out best for the team and what they are used to, they can kind of create archetypes despite using the same heroes, but the concept is widely and generally the same.
Well, that's the adaptation that Flash SG has made. So throwing Diablo back in place of 10 might be the answer, or will it? RSG picks up the Valir for themselves. I mean, liking this hero up so much, and hopefully it shows us some...
Kemana nih Bang? Bang Firman? Kita mau dulu aja kah? Bang Hans entah kemana dia guys?
One, can't keep on life going. I think that Lucas is
Waduh, udah mulai guys.
We'll just have to wait and see as we jump into game.
Ini apa guys? RSG Singapura lawan Flash Singapura guys. Bang Firman, mulai kah?
Thank you, Dora the Explorer.
So jumping in though, we'll have the Baxia in the jungle.
Okay.
Sesekali kita nonton MPL aja ya guys ya. Konten kita nonton MPL aja guys.
There's not a lot that we can tell from all of this, but Diablo actually dealing so much nuisance to closer. He knows how to deal with that short range glue, getting out of the way. We touted Angela as the early game queen, or first blood queen.
Yep.
So to speak. Will RSG finally do it?
Kita mulai guys ya. Bang Firman entah kemana dia guys.
At least for now, but not too bad of a deal. Oh,
good pushback by Roy, but they don't see Hades coming in. He's rolling the deep. He's finding the angle. Blocks
Oh
out.
shit,
Roy
oh shit.
doesn't have the flicker out of the way. Gets first blood over to Hades.
so right now we've got that first blood. This is gonna put a
Tampaknya jungle diisi oleh tim ya guys ya. Kita mid aja guys.
very likely gonna be a very strong mid lane that we want to see because of the
Iya Bang, lagi sambil makan aja Bang.
mid laner. They're both ranged, very little amount of commitment.
Main santai-santai aja kita.
Wave clear. Anyone that comes in close, like what we saw coming in from Roy,
Tank, mana tank, anjir.
torn backward, it definitely punished him because he's so out of position.
Good read by CS to dash out of the way. Now on the top side though, a little bit more aggression coming in from Baxia and the Hades, and that's why really wants to play the Baxia. You really want to get that early game rotation coming in. There's Roy, almost getting pulled back by the Lantern.
Ya bang, sampai santai ya bang.
RSG still struggling to get
Kita main itu nggak boleh emosi bang. Karena main nanti biasa.
Closer can't seem to deal with how Diablo wants to play around.
Kayaknya Bang Hans frustasi nih bang. Soalnya dia mau ke corner di troll mulu sama tim.
Starting to the back line.
Dari kemarin Bang Hans ingin main.
Onto the floor, trying to push Hades back. Here comes the Unleashed Beast as the Lord of Destruction comes to play again. The Heart Guard onto Hades though. Diablo taking a little bit too much damage. There's a lot of damage onto Bray as well. Diablo will be next to fall. The Bray trying to punish Flash SG from coming in a little bit too close. Hades falls in process as well. Closer is the only one left, but will he be able to run away? Pop that sticker, get out to safety. It's a 2-for-2 trade.
Okay, so we lost Hades, we lost Diablo for the side of Team Flash, we lost Jay, and we lost Bray as well. So, but not only that, right? Roy did go down twice. So definitely, I would say that Roy is definitely having a lot more of a difficult time. But regardless, there is definitely more opportunities that can be made into the later stages of the game. As we look at about 1,200 gold in favor for Team Flash so far.
Yeah, the certain wave is definitely going to be a problem for Flash SG later on in this series as we hit the 5-minute mark soon. But then again, Closer trying to get a foothold on top of Diablo as much as he can. Both doesn't seem to want to get any fight on each other whatsoever. Just really farming up, getting the top two, getting all these early game rotations. Trying to match their speed on top side though. Hades deep in enemy territory, misses the shield. But here comes Curtisi with a Crimson Beacon. Get an Angela Heartguard as well. Trying to keep everyone else at bay. But down goes Jay. CS next to fall. They're leading the charge underneath the turret. Might get pulled back by the claw. As Vanix takes CS down. That is 2 more kills for the side of Vanix. Oh, deep into enemy territory as well. Closer, you don't want to be there all alone. He will fall, but hands are Curtisi and Flash SG ramping up the aggression now that Diablo.
Makan nasi bang.
That is literally an
Makan nasi sama ikan asin.
box here that J dealt no damage to, CS dealt no damage to. Now that we consider
Gue sudah makan mie kemarin bang. Kemarin dua hari turut-turut bang.
early game,
Males gue makan mie terus bang. Nanti kita
sustain
banyak penyakit bang. Makan mie sekali aja bang.
like crazy damage such as a
Tapi kalau makan mie, kalau banyak sayur, banyak telur, aman bang.
only takes time until Roy picks up the
Kalau
goal,
makan mie aja,
or perhaps a
kata
little bit
dokter
more
gitu
items
sih.
such as the dominant eyes for them to
Kata dokter
realistically be able to do
Tirta.
anything.
All that RG can do is just turtle up. Flash SG 3,000 gold ahead. Next turtle starting up in the game. In the next 10 seconds.
Mie yang lu suka, mie apa bang?
Still in the early stage mid. Got their hands on Roy. Gets the Purify out of the way. Pops his ultimate though. You know the crucial resources is not available for the next Lord. They trying to find an angle onto the back line. Just sneak out Vanix. He's got the DM.
Oh, aman itu bang, aman.
RG can't see
Bagus itu bang.
footing.
Care about a walking badang that walks past the turret. I love that.
Tuh kirain lu makan mie tiap hari.
About 3,000 kills. Oh,
On the back line, Roy able to get that flicker out of the way, but the damage is done. Jay
Indomie sama soto.
His own
Oh, Indomie soto enak bang. Enak banget itu.
It's closer, gets a little bit too close to the sun. Will get ripped out, inched out, taken out of the game as RSG just struggling to
Kadang gue juga suka soto tuh bang. Kadang gue beli mie bang.
Is Brave
Untuk masak besar bang, kadang sama kawan gue Indomie soto, sedap soto, mie, pokoknya serba soto bang.
It's the only time will tell as Bray falls to the graveyard again.
oh my goodness. This is a dominant showing from Team Flash Singapore. And this is not what we expected. We thought that Ken came in, take over Diablo because of the lack of training due to unfortunate circumstances. But at this point in time, we're looking at some crazy comeback.
Hades once again with a blazing duet, burns them down to the ground, and 3 fall again. A dominant performance by Flash SG.
Look at the hell. They turret dive.
It's still up.
T2.
It's still 100%.
What the hell?
Flash SG is just controlling and dominating this game with a brand new flavor, brand new twist that they're bringing out. RSG is
Fresh blood gue cuy.
not at all.
now looking at close to 7.
Ternyata berguna juga kipas nih, Bang.
In favor of Team Flash. Claude has already gotten almost the Holy Trinity, right? He's got a swift crossbow on top of the golden staff.
Awas bang, ada Krina bang. Waduh, lu di geng bang.
Only hit it, one hit it was 4K away. That closer goes in.
You got Diablo onto the back line, unleash the beast, will deal a lot of damage for the rest of the Goon Squad to come in. Blazing Duet will hit onto none, but next in chopping block is closer, getting pulled back, instead a one-way ticket to his grave once again. The Splash SG truly controlling all of the jungle, all of the neutral objectives that RSG holds here. Ray left all alone, it's a 2v.
Siap.
Now
Salut.
But playing very well with his clone, but unfortunately, the Dusin is really hiding on the last clone. The end of that lane.
He will fall.
Mampus
There
kau
was
ya.
no way that he was able to escape that.
Mampus guys ya.
So far ahead, there's an 8K goal lead for the side of Flash SG.
Hampir kena gue cuy.
This game, to start things off, RSG can't seem to find their way into that Lord pit. And if they do, Hades will ditch that Lord and go for their throat.
Unfair.
Santai dulu gak sih guys?
Can throw a shield, so will refresh his cooldown whenever he hits the target and yet deal so much damage.
Yeah, this is one of the 10 junglers that we oftentimes get. One of the fastest 10 junglers. It's a spamble skill. Get cooldown, after cooldown.
Siap.
A single target with it.
Siap. Tim kita ngiri guys.
Backline, Lord Destruction turns into the beast.
Bang, bentar ya bang ya. Gua fokus ini dulu bawah mid dulu ya bang ya. Nanti gua bantu lu ke atas bang.
RSG just visually waiting. There's two scared to come out.
No, gonna be fine. They did manage to pull, or rather, they did manage to force Diablo to go into the 19th farm. So if RSG wants to pick up a fight, technically they can because
Itu dia.
ultimate behind. However, we need to remember that
Itu dia permainan tim ya guys ya.
It's just one player. It makes so much difference in how they want to play things around, how they're able to adapt on the fly. On the top side though, Hades already zoning CS out. Nothing to do but force a flicker to keep himself safe. Get a hard guard onto Hades. He's already collapsed on by 3 as Roy takes too much damage. He has to find an escape. Hades getting a split, grab, pull back. Hades still up and alive, getting healed by the clones. Oh, Diablo! The Lord of Destruction flickers in, pushes everyone down to turret base. Got 3 on
Aduh, gua dapat cuy.
A nice kill onto 2 members. JP on Hades, the only one left. Too close to the sun. Splash SG, able to get their hard guard to keep Hades up and alive for now. Jade might be able to
Hati-hati guys.
If they keep this up, they want to get Hades coming in. Yes, and Jay able to get that.
Hai. Tebak kill cuy.
2-1-1, but it still takes down 2 members of RSGSG.
There's so much to unpack throughout the entirety of the fight. I definitely admired.
Turtle bang. Nanti boleh join gak bang? Boleh bang. Aman aja bang.
Coming in from
Sini bang.
see how much that
Login sini bang.
for the team that will be happening right about now.
Ya aman aja semuanya bang. Main aja sini bang.
Right now.
Yeah, I think once the Valier's out of the picture, the SSG has so much potential in human army team fights. And honestly though, the box and the shield coming in from the hard guard was just too much for CS to handle. That's why the danger is not touted as one of the killers. You need to be able to land all of your shots, and I think it's so difficult.
Ah.
Great. It might smell disaster for the
Nah, friends gue. Lu nggak main?
And honestly,
Main bang. Gue lagi main nih.
fight himself for that fight, right? Literally got one.
Gue lagi main bang.
They got 2 kills.
HP gue nggak bisa di bawah streaming bang. Makanya gue main di luar aja bang.
Value, if you ask me. As long as if you know that you're gonna go down, if you know that there's going to be downtime.
Waduh, harusnya kita ke bawah tadi guys ya.
Time for marksman to farm, and if he goes down, there's no time for him to farm, and he's immediately going into the dead fight.
Spray actually stopped
Asik.
Diablo sound in time, but Diablo taking a little bit too much damage. If you're a jungle like Hades, you have that confidence to really go into the midst of battle, into the back line.
Sini bang, lojin aja lu nanti bang. Oh, hampir aja gue kena cuy.
Right now as they take care of that Lord, and then he's the only one throwing. There's Lord Hades. Will be to go down, but hands up Ray. But the damage is done. Lord is already taken out. Jay might be the next to fall by the hands of Curseezy. 3 against the world right now. Flash SG desperately trying to stay afloat, but they do have so much dimensions out.
Hati-hati cuy.
You lose Hades, it doesn't matter because Danis is able to take down the objective.
That's the most important thing. It's the position 1 onto Claude. At this point in time, even if we're looking at the Bakya and
Wah, gue beli ini aja dulu guys ya. Ada Uranus guys.
I would say that him being alive,
Gue beli glowing one.
big of a deal.
Biar apa bang? Biar gue glowing
Not
guys.
that big of a deal anymore. We're looking at a tank jungler. As long as Danix is alive, he's going to be the main reason why they will win the fight.
HP masih dipakai emak soalnya. Oke aman aja bang. Jam berapa nanti lu main bang? Berarti habis ini lu masih belum main ya bang ya?
Push them all the way, but just heal back up by the healing wave. Something else that's
He's already back.
Aduh, gue ketangkap cuy. Us.
from Flash SG.
Damage gila.
RNG though,
Damage gila dari ya bang ya.
becomes increasingly difficult.
Jam berapa lu nanti main bang?
Work of the second one of the game. Hades still patient.
Bentar lagi, oke.
One opportunity to take CS down. As long as this Ranger is still alive and standing up strong, RSG has a better shot in wave clearing. Everyone! Jay with a 3-man fist break. Diablo in the mix. To the hard card onto Baddies, the Blazing Duet, melting everyone
Anjir,
down
gue
the ground.
gak paham bahasanya.
But it might not be enough. It's a 4v4. Down to split. Will not be enough to take everyone down. Baddies goes down as well.
Bahasa Inggris susah guys.
Stop. It's brother versus brother.
It's not done.
Oh! Spray with the takedown onto Diablo and breathing some signs of life for RSG Singapore.
Oh man, very sneaky binky like. Hiding in that small little brush, waiting for the perfect opportunity to spring into action. That's my boy. Look at him. So throughout the entirety of the fight, he looked for the opportunity, and of course a great setup coming from Jay that allowed
Kenapa Selena? Lu benci sama gua ya Selena?
that took a chunk of the hate
Hah?
out. And now Bray, now that he's done
Lu
his
benci
own
sama
work,
gua ya Selena?
he already saw the opportunity. Went straight in for Vanix, the pause 1. And then, so who cares about JBL? I already have one of my shadows attached over to the opponent.
Yeah.
Majuin 3 lane bang. Majuin 3 lane bang.
Interesting.
Bang pakai hero apa lu? Gua parsa bang, parsa.
Side of the
Ini hero power gua juga bang.
of the table, honestly.
Sebelum gua main Hansu, gua dulu mainnya main parsa bang.
Everyone else alive. I think the breakdown in terms of the communication, especially coming in from RSG, really came to show in early game when they were not able to deal with Hades. But then again, at the end of the day, it really goes to show like RSG doesn't really have that quick damage. If not for Frey, that might spell really disastrous for RSG.
Yeah. So ultimately, I gotta have to say, right? All in all, this RSG play, they knew exactly what they are looking out for. They are, I think, by the end of that, they are definitely.
Waduh. Aduh.
XIOMIVV, yeah, close to all.
Hampir gua mati gue ya.
One.
Jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, karena like kalian sangat berharga bagi gua ya guys ya.
I think they might be going for a pause right now. Hopefully, nothing is going south. But to be honest, though, I think it's just really a
Au, hampir.
from RSG in particular, especially since you only have a Ranger that could deal a lot of massive amounts of damage, and Steve Halbert only really works on attack.
Kenapa Selena cuy?
So
Live-nya pisah. Iya. Enggak bang. Gua memang belinya nggak bisa live bang, karena HP gua nggak sanggup bang, makanya gua nonton MPL RSG aja bang, biar ada konten juga gue bang. Maksudnya biar ada yang nonton view, masa layarnya gelap aja bang.
And further being complemented by the hard wave from Handler.
Aduh, lelenya.
A behemoth of a hero. Yeah. They need to do so much just to bring this one person down. And during that entire, I think that was a second of humbling.
HP-nya HP apa? Gue POCO M5 bang. Poco M5 bang, nggak sanggup HP gue lagi bang. Udah berapa umurnya dia bang? Aisy bal. untung.
I wouldn't say Flash SG had a dominant
HP gue HP POCO M5 bang, itu pun
to get the defense midway through that late game. The thing right now that they have to deal with is banning his shot. The damage from the blazing red is really starting to show.
balik.
Much more than we actually expected. We sort of like forgot how the Tron actually brings what the Tron actually brings to the table. Now, you are
kok mirip HP ku yang sharing panas. Lah begitulah bang, HP ini bang, HP apa namanya bang, HP mid rank ini kayak gini bang. HP 2,5 juta ini memang kayak gini bang.
at this point.
Menurut lu bagus nggak bang HP apa bang? HP Infinix 50S bang. Gua rencana mau beli itu rencana bang. Cuma lagi ngumpulin duit bang. Palingan akhir tahun.
So as Alan said, Lord's gonna be coming out in about 8 seconds into the game, and
Sabar guys.
Flash, their advantage
Berapa juta? Gua belinya dulu awal 2,6 juta bang.
is when the bucks here.
Lu tahu nggak bang yang paling nyakitin aja?
Live once again and just rocking
Baru 8 bulan gue beli HP-nya sudah terjun ke angka 1,2 juta bang. Gila nggak bang?
get a free Lord,
Gila nggak adik-adik?
especially on a battle wasteland into RG.
Baru 8 bulan HP-nya sudah turun.
Backside, Bray actually finds JPL with a
1 juta lebih HP-nya turun bang.
On the backside though, they start things off. Diablo with the Winter Crown. Yes, one more hit, might be able to survive, but take down Diablo in the process. They're taking a little bit too much, but Frank
Nyesal sebenarnya bang.
He's got the wind of nature keep himself alive, and down goes Ray. It's a 2 versus
Oke, menang ya guys ya. Meri bara bang. Jadi bang kali intinya kalau nanti kalau ada duit pas HP itu keluar beli bang. Anjir lah. Soalnya waktu itu POCO lagi banyak lagi banyak itu bang, lagi banyak keluarin HP waktu itu bang. Rugi parah gua.
Catch your breath, my friend.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 1,4 juta turun harganya bang. Gila gak bang?
With a little bit of shields left, CROSAIR is back, and they will be
Lihat,
able to defend.
lihatin layar HP bang. Nih bang.
Oh man, what a sticky, tricky situation. Bray made a nice play, but it's a quick thing.
POCO bang, POCO M5.
Win of nature, turn around with the immortality, take down CS along with him before going down. He knows that that's the sacrificial play that Flash SG needs, but now RSG still up ahead in economy. It's up ahead in terms of these leads.
Oke apa bang?
From a dominant performance.
Lu udah bisa ikut bang? Bisa ikut kah? Gua mau main lagi. Bentar lagi kah? Bentar lagi kah bang?
Diablo right around the corner. They don't see Hades around. They might be able to blitz this down. As the Lord in question, Diablo with the hard guard. They're trying to buy some time. Look at Vanix. They're charging in from that top side. They need to be able to recall. They took down Diablo, and it's a
Lu masih belum bisa main kah bang? Kalau belum gua main lagi nih.
Without the Diablo for the next 30 seconds or so, RSG, they will actually have to take this next 30 seconds to clear out the wave, considering that the top lane is pushing so badly. RSG don't
Halo,
have
bang.
a lot of space to breathe,
Gua main
and
1 match lagi ya.
Fortunately, they do have the Lord. So pushing the Lord all the way through, the top lane T1, T2 should more or less be destroyed. But they need one good fight in order to end this once and for all.
Need for all, need for more. Anjay. Gue dapat skin baru cuy.
You don't see where Hades is though. They do have Vanix. They're waiting on that right time. Vanix doesn't really have that immortality popped up. You got the hard guard onto Hades though, leading the charge. First easy all the way from the back line. Gonna bring the beacon. Diablo finds it angle.
Ngirim parah cuy.
Takes down CS. Jay's next to fall as well. Diablo leading the charge.
Lagi santai kawan. Anjay, lagi santai kawan. Ngiri parah warnanya cuy.
It's only JPL and Hades! It's over!
The revenge that Bray has waited 3 seasons for has finally came into fruition. He will not make the same mistake.
RSG! After 3 seasons, is it 3?
Waduh, ada Pani bang. Menang ke kita pakai Pani bang.
You remember you asked me about the controversial question about
Yeah.
Yon versus
Tapi
Ray?
kalau
We have our
kalau
answer.
vanity tim kita pasti kalah, guys. Ingat tuh, guys ya.
Finding the kills onto JPL, finding the kills onto Vanek, and taking all of them
Itu
out
MPL-nya
one by
bilang
one.
apa itu?
Such a messy
Nggak tahu ya, Bang.
Even Diablo went into the back line.
Nih gue MPL-nya
Damage
MPL Malaysia,
from Vanek
MPL
himself.
Malaysia,
It was
MPL
not enough to take down.
Singapura, Bang. Soalnya ini tayangan dari MPL Indonesia, Bang.
At the end of
Berarti
the day,
MPL Indonesia belum mulai kah?
Singapore, who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
They
Coba gue lihat dulu.
played one game out of Flash Singapore.
I think that the 4 is in danger.
It is in danger.
Nggak paham. Penting kita lihat ini aja, guys ya.
Man, we need to catch a breather right now.
Take a breather, B2. Take
I
a
will
break.
be one.
Take a breather. Because now, or rather in a few minutes time,
Waduh.
we are preparing.
Bill anak lo nolep, anjay. Bill anak nolep.
This is
Waduh, rugi kita Bang Firman. Mending kita invade tadi apa itu ya? Yang tanknya.
so long of,
Kayak parah tadi dia tuh itu.
in fact, a couple of seasons already. Team Flash seems untouchable.
Yeah.
They were gods sitting above the clouds, and we are looking for that God Slayer to eventually be able to dethrone them, take the 4 feet away, and possibly and hopefully could bless the game.
Sorry ya Bang ya.
So now they got their ticket to the grand finals without needing to go through the lower bracket and play the BO5 tomorrow.
That means they can slip into them.
Lu bisa bahasa Inggris nggak Bang?
Playing from the back.
Kalau gua nggak.
for the better half of maybe 80% of that game. Coming back, make clutch plays, waiting for right ambushes. Bray definitely made a huge clutch in this one. And
Ada Franco, ada Silvana, ada Harley. Makai apa kita cuy?
what they bring out tomorrow, but it's not over for Flash just yet. They're still not for bracket
Gua pikir dulu guys ya. Gua bagusnya pilih hero Tetap Parsa guys. Parsa gua nomor 1 ya guys ya.
Oh, there we go. Vendetta
Very
Flash
nice,
with
anjay.
now. That who do you want to
Very nice.
Or you want Flash? You want to meet Flash? But hey, you know,
They,
enough more Flash.
I'm sure that they meant that they want to meet Flash in the grand finals, but
But hey, they will get their
God
revenge.
delivered it in a different way.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Alright man.
So double revenge.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Double revenge
maybe.
of the season.
Maybe. Oh man. Blue Fox the Bray though really picked himself up this time. Clutch plays all the way. The biggest thing is, are she the first to import? I guess the only import you could say maybe a Mook, but like
I mean,
not really an import.
It's not really import.
No.
Technically.
Jangan lupa di like guys ya. Di like, di subrek dan di subrek guys.
Slightly Indonesian.
Doesn't really matter. But hey, you know, Jace has an interview with someone pretty soon. Hopefully it's Bray. And hopefully Jace will ask the question if Bray is actually like really a little bit Indonesian and he has that like...
Or maybe I got
Indonesian
something
import.
wrong.
No, that is Gear that's Indonesian, not Bray. Not Bray? Not Bray. Okay, enough about us. This is
I'm pretty
RSG's
sure
moment.
he's got some Batam blood in him.
RSG's moment. B1. Throw over to Jace. Over to you. Who do you have for us, man?
Nggak ada suaranya guys. Welcome to Mobile Legends. Biar kayak idok anjay. Coba aku belajar badang. Siap bang, belajar aja bang. Biar kayak idok gak tuh. Waduh, Harley mid ternyata guys. Sip. Series block telah didapatkan ya guys ya. Alah, zilongnya. Zilong ternyata guys. Total funny, total funny.
Hey, you know, before I forget, today's actually Hari Raya. And Mook's actually reminded me, so happy Hari Raya to all our Muslim friends out here in Singapore and all over the world, especially. Man, no one. It just turns bright.
Yeah, it's like.
Jesus' forehead just came in. Man.
Oh man.
But hey, you know, another congratulations over to RSG Singapore, making it over for the top 2
Alright.
tomorrow in the grand finals.
Bagus setupnya bang.
I'll talk to you about this game in particular, so let's just bring up the statistics and the hero.
Anjir, jauh kali lu muter bang.
Both these two teams. Now, I think it wasn't down to the draft. I feel like both these two teams.
Waduh, di geng 4 orang cuy.
In the last game.
Jaga aja bang, jaga aja ya bawah ya bang ya.
After the wrong draft for both sides, it should be the Valier and the Claude coming in for the statistics. But we'll get that sorted out with production. But at the end of the day, though, I feel like RSG, like Anook said, first game testing things out, playing around. They took the L, but then they really show up on the second to third game, so I wouldn't call it a reverse sweep, but it was definitely a very good comeback from RSG out of all of these games. It wasn't a dominant performance by either side, but again, you know, going their way up, back from so much defeat, and especially Bray having suffered so much from the past couple of seasons, and now having his sweet revenge on the Flash.
Killing spree ya guys ya. Harinya kita lock guys.
In the grand finals, but still.
Still letting it sink in. Yeah. I'm still letting it sink in.
And you're bringing it into the door.
Yes. Perfect. Honestly, oh man, I really wanted this competition to work. I want that to know very few rules.
Yeah.
Initially, it looked as if, but it looked as if
Hai, Harley-nya ngapain?
possible behemoth. No one can.
Bagus bang, gelo.
They dove the turret. They got out of the turret like maybe 5 seconds later, and not even half of their HP is gone. That was some amazing stuff.
Gila bang, flicker lu gila bang.
You know, when it comes down to anti shield, Roy has got to be the main important guy. As long as
Bener jadi idok lu ternyata bang.
that's the unfortunate thing about Dom Ice now, right? Because Dom Ice got deterred. You have to be hit in order to get that damage debuff.
For the anti-region.
Yeah, so I think that this plays a lot of part for Roy. He has that big of a role to either change torrent or fireball all of the members or selected members. Especially I think that Diablo, Hades, they really need to hit like that. looking at how Diablo has got these wars, we want to mitigate the amount of killing that you get. Let's not forget about Hades even buying the Oracle to kind of double down onto the amount of healing that JPL could have provided with the hard wave and the photo.
I feel like also there was a little bit of a communication issue from JPL and how he wants to use his heart guard. Will it be onto Hades or will it be onto Diablo? Or will it be onto Danny? Because at certain points of time,
Oh, udah tahu memang WXP-nya bapuk, cuk.
JPL should have went to hard guard onto Diablo and like it should have, would have, could have, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then again, hopefully, I really do want to see like JPL having a little bit more options then, rather than just holding the trigger happily onto Hades himself. Against the Lord of the Hades was able to turret dive, soak up so much true damage from that turret, and still take his enemy down with it. Added with the fact that Trick's using a block of complete route for RSG members coming into the question. But speaking of questions, the MVP will come to show. It will be
Oke aja kawan, gas aja bang, gas.
Child Prodigy has become a man prodigy. 74 and 7 with 67% kill participation. As the Hayabusa, he played a clutch game, especially
Malah saya nih keroyok.
dire
Hah?
moments when his team needed him the most.
So 7-4.
Ajak aja sepuasmu bang.
Ray came in with an absolute bang off of the transfer window. Got RSG into the state that they are. They are now. I don't even know whether they are counter challengers anymore because
They were honestly Titans at one point.
at one point, yes, and they were
A rebuilt Titan.
exact similar lineup except with a change of Jay. In fact, with the addition of Jay, I actually think that this is a pretty nice.
Kayaknya ini gue kontenin deh bang.
Honestly, I'm all for it. We have been seeing Team Flash going crazy for the past few seasons.
Yeah.
Now, we've got RSG that is
Resurging. They
Okay,
are
so
resurging.
it was resurgent. But then when they, when they started to win and they're starting to become strong, they became RSG because they're done with the resurgence.
Yeah.
They felt great for a while, and now they're back. So
Zilongnya lari ketakutan guys.
does that mean that they are now are?
It's only down to this, right? Like, the wolf on top of the hill isn't as hungry as the wolf on you. And now RSG is actually climbing the hill. Slash SG has tasted victory, tasted victory, way too much. He needed to have some humbling moments down in lower brackets. Go. Where they'll face up again? Absolute zero. So, this is the game that we'll be seeing first thing in the morning, 12 p.m. tomorrow. And the winner of which will go up against RSG. Will the community heroes be able to thwart the kings and the gods of MPL SG and lead RSG in the grand finals? Or will Flash SG have their sweet revenge against RSG in the grand finals?
Now, let's take a look at the schedule that we have got tomorrow. Of course, the first thing that we're gonna have to see is Team Flash going up against Absolute Zero. You, Absolute Zero, may have requested to meet Team Flash. And
Well,
alas,
Harley kemana cuy?
Yeah, only 3 wishes though.
not in the grand finals though. Not in the grand finals.
Not in the grand finals yet. They still have 2 wishes, maybe tomorrow.
I mean, they didn't specifically say that they want to meet Team Flash in the grand finals. They say that they want to meet Team Flash. So, there we go.
They want to get their revenge.
They want to get their revenge.
I
Can they
think,
though? Maybe they might be able to because of.
Pulang tadi guys.
I think that the momentum is kind of down for.
Yeah.
I think that they are also kind of scrambling for an identity with the fact that they're kind of like getting 10 in, Diablo in. What is their absolute formula?
They need really some consistency, especially in their gameplay. But hey, this is a story for tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just like imagining what's gonna happen. Like best of 5.
That's a 5.
And a best of 7.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna be the final day of MPL Football Season 9. We have came a
Nah.
long way. It has been great.
Tadi gue ngelek bang. Anjay apa tuh bisa gue kill Harley itu tadi.
And we lost our qualifier. And now it comes down to this final day, which will be happening tomorrow. For those people that would like to join us in the action, it will be at Company Mall. That's gonna be fun. But of course, you can feel free to tune in on the stream to watch every single one of these matches too. Before we go off, anything that you'd like to say, B2?
Happy Hari to all of you.
Silongnya bang, kocak.
To all make this possible. And PLS
Rasanya bang ya harus Harley yang ngelok gua bang. Kini kenapa gua yang ngelok Harley bang? Aneh bang.
as well as SG Esports Association or SGEA, an official betting partner. Thank you so much, Capital Land, having a location such as Kipanja Plaza, Tempting Mall, Lot 1, and Westgate for us to host this event. And thank you all viewers for joining us. I don't know why would I thank you? And thank all of you viewers for joining us in the action. Hopefully you guys will join us for our last day in the grand finals where, maybe the story might be writing itself a little bit differently.
We are going to be rewriting the scripts a little bit. Things might change a bit. So that is all from us today. My name is ASROCK.
My name is Churros.
And we will see you
Tomorrow.
Mega kill cuy. Harley-nya. Gua konten ini bang. Nanti gua rekam ini bang. Asli dah. Gua konten ini bang. Aman aja. MPP gua cuy. Bentar bang. Oh, kenapa lu meninggalkan tim bang? Bentar bang ya. Tunggu bang. Jangan asal-asal undang dulu bang. Oke. Bang, lu kemana bang? Nggak main lagi kah? Baik. Bang, lu nggak main lagi bang? Bang Firman? Oke, aman bang. Seru-seru ya guys ya. Nah, kenapa MPL-PH nih guys? MPL ini. Thanks for watching, jir. Waduh, kakak ini momen juga guys. Gua gol ya bang ya. Ya lu aja hyper bang. Lu jago kayaknya bang. MPL ini aja lah. Berapa yang perlu deban? Hero ini bang, hero apa namanya bang ya? Ini glow. Kayaknya Freya nggak bakal diambil ya bang. Gua lebih percaya gua mau ban itu bang Lukas ya bang ya. Waduh. Free rasanya lepas bang. Free rasanya lepas ya bang ya.
They said there's a limit in the women's league. In MWI, we say limit. Watch us bounce from the MWI queens everyone knows, to the stars who came out from nowhere, to the ultimate champions. Now, MWI is expanding greater than ever. Turkey, EECA, Africa, Mongolia, and beyond. We're stretching the map wider. MWI.
WI, double WI,
This
guys
isn't
ya.
just a tournament. It's your passport to the world stage. A spotlight for women in the EWC. No rules, no ceilings, no limits. Just this. We're vibrant. We're ready. We're limitless.
Mereka. Jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, karena like kalian sangatlah berharga bagi gua ya guys ya. Kalau gini kipasnya harus ngarahin ke gua guys. Dua 21 menit lagi start ya guys. Shaiko no Ninja. Wes. Santai-santai, kalem-kalem. Saya tetes lagi darahnya guys, saya tetes lagi.
They say there's a limit in the women's league. In MWI, we say limit. Watch us bounce from the MWI queens everyone knows, to the stars who came out from nowhere, to the ultimate champions. Now
Woi, ngapain lu ambil,
is
Bang?
greater than ever. Turkey, EECA, Africa,
Waduh.
Mongolia, and beyond. We're stretching the map wider. MWI, where dreams get louder. This isn't just a tournament. It's your passport to the world stage. A spotlight for women in the EWC. No rules, no ceilings, no limits. Just this. We're vibrant. We're ready. We're limitless.
GG parah Nata guys. Oke, nanti di Natanya guys. Sorry. Kenapa Natalia guys? So-soan ya guys, Hanzo. Halo Bang Teguh, welcome Bang Teguh. Welcome Bang Teguh ya. Bang, nggak main Roblox, nggak bang, lagi main ML nih bang.
They said there's a limit in the women's league. In MWI, we say limit. Watch
Katanya GG guys.
from the MWI queens everyone knows, to the stars who came out from nowhere, to the ultimate champions. Now, MWI is expanding greater than ever. Turkey, EECA, Africa, Mongolia, and beyond. We're stretching the map wider. MWI, where dreams get louder. This isn't just a tournament. It's your passport to the world stage. A spotlight for women in the EWC. No rules, no ceilings, no limits. Just this.
Sorry guys.
We're vibrant. We're ready. We're limitless.
Bang, kau nggak nonton film Borara? Apa itu filmnya bang? Film Borara tentang apa bang? Hai, dijaga gue cuy sebagai kakak nih ya guys ya. Gue popoy bang, oh enggak bang, belum nonton gue tuh bang. Filmnya bagus bang, oke bang, nanti gue tonton bang. Lu nontonnya di mana bang? Di Netflix lah, lu nonton bang. Oke bang, nanti gue tonton bang, gratis YouTube ya bang ya. Wah, kok gua mainnya gak aneh cuy.
Hello everyone. So we're here. We're going into the game, hopefully. Game number 2. It was 4 minutes something, 4 minutes 15 seconds. And now we're at 9 minutes into the game. The Lord has spawned. Looks like Mythic Seal already has 10 kills. And YG already having 6.
Yep. Mythic Seal up ahead by quite a bit. We missed quite a bit of the game here. Ken walking up again. Lord gonna be started up by Mythic Seal.
Yep, so right now looking at the situation here, in terms of goal lead, there's really none. One was still, oh, hold on, Kun.
Yeah, caught in a tough spot. Forced to use the fist crack. YG. Actually, despite being behind, are fighting back really well. They've gotten to a power, the power spike the composition needs, LaFell. The win condition, Stitch, getting to the 3 items. We're going to take a look at in-game equipment here just to get ourselves recapped as to what happened. And yeah, Stitch, seems like he's already super powerful already with a concealed blink. Looking for the back. Just going to go for Boye for a bit. Oh, the final slash whiffs! Now the AOG into the midst of it all. Stitch still able to cat away for a bit now, but it's going to be intimidated by Boye in the front. Taken down. Hen still able to be survive. Oh, Stitch in the back with the SOD! Ying still there. The Lord going to be secured there by Lina. That can save the game for a bit. Stitch running for the hills. Still chased down by Zippy and will be taken out by Nico.
Dude, at that point, honestly, Mythic Seal won that one. I mean, like, sure, they were able to get the Lord, etc., etc. It was a good play coming in from Stitch, but look at that. That's a wipe out. And now, Mythic Seal, they can start controlling the map. The Lord's farm, sure, whatever, but you can deal with that Lord later. Get as much turret as you can, right? Because 11 minutes in, and now Mythic Seal looking like they were in a better position compared to YG.
11 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead still for Mythic Seal, but I think for YG, they can still stay put. Yes, Nico, Ken, and Zippy, all of them will deal crazy amounts of damage in the later stage of the game, but when it comes to macro control, it really has to be all YG. With Stitch,
Apa nih cuy? GG versus
it
Mid.
should be an easier day for them to control the sides and look for pickoffs. So, that's what they gotta do. They forced the team fight, I think, way too earlier around the Lord, and that's why we got to see like a pure clash and technically a gamble for the Lord. But if they play towards their strength, which is that macro control, I think this could actually still be winnable by YG.
I mean, like, we gotta talk about the mental fatigue as well, because when you're playing macro, you really gotta be on top of things. And now Blink looks like he's gonna shortcut. AOG
there for Boye. That's gonna be mobilization over to Blink. That will be taken down. Mega kill already. Boye traded in for Blink so far. Diversion though will send them back towards base.
And that's the thing. Like, you can see the idea there, right? So Blink goes to the back line, gets the portal in, and then basically sandwich Mythic Seal. But it's very difficult for them to do at this point because, I don't know, I feel like the setup is a little bit rushed, and I can't even blame the guy, right? Like, they've been playing this best of 5 for a few hours now, and it's like the chip just doesn't look good in this kind of situation. You kind of want to keep the game plan simple, just play front to back, and I feel like that's kind of what they have to do at this point. Play a normal front to back until they get too focused on what's happening in the front, and then the chip goes in. Like, you kind of have to play like an assassin. Wait for them to forget about you, and then you show up.
Yeah, picking up the 1-1 seems to be a very tough job right now for anyone. I mean, for YG, right? When they go for the shortcut, usually it's always combo together with a big CC ability, but because the 1-1 has built-in Purify, it's just been very tough for them to get close even towards Zippy. With a nature already built up too, that's definitely going to help when it comes to surviving against this YG composition. Rose Gold...
Oh, jadi gitu Minata, guys.
Usually for the 1-1s, you go Corrosion, Windtalker into the House Claws. But here, we actually see Corrosion, Windtalker, Berserker's Fury from Zippy. So instead of the House Claws, he's gone and opted for Rose Gold Meteor and the Wind of Nature.
Yeah, so good and bad. I actually do feel like House Claw is still better, but Blink is gonna die here for sure.
Yeah. Way too far away from the team. There's no real way for them to capitalize there, YG. Rose Gold for Stitch. Just a split push for Stitch.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like, yes, Rose Gold does have lifesteal as well. More importantly, have that shield, but I think it's not.
Bang, besok kau libur. Jelas bang.
Because you
Gua
need to
libur
have
besok bang.
synergizes with your Berserker Fury a bit better. So, I mean, I can see maybe it's just for Lina, like really respecting the burst damage coming in from the Lu Yi, so you favor the shield over the more damage as well as lifesteal. And maybe he's considering that he doesn't even need that much damage. And looking at the lineup, you can see it. Like, it's not super tanky. The tankiest one is probably just Fredrin.
YG now are the ones on the back foot. Ken already with the electrifying beats. It's going to be up very quick, so not to worry. Melfic Gun will be the final item for Zippy Cutie. Interesting. So it's kind of like a utility build in a way where, again, obviously there's still damage. Han,
Besok kau live-nya malam. Besok enggak bang. Besok gua live-nya bagusnya kapan ya?
Tier 2 in the mid lane won't be
Pagi
able to
kah?
survive like that.
Lu biasanya pagi main apa bang?
The top lane.
Mero pulok kan?
And I think, yeah,
Jam
bottom
berapa
lane
lu
will
bisa
also
main bang?
destroyed.
Kita
YG
gaskan
left
pagi bang.
only with their base turret.
Yeah, if YG really wants to stay in the game, like try to get at 2-0, they really have to start being patient and just wait for Mythic Seal to overextend, because once you have items on stage, he will be good, but the setup is going to be difficult, because if you look at Mythic Seal, having the Badang as well as the Gato Kacha, you'll get interrupted so many times. You know, you don't have to interrupt the Moscow per se, just interrupting the front line is going to be enough for the entire team to have a difficult time. The fact that you do have a Lu Yi, you might want to look weak, right? Make it look very vulnerable for Mythic Seal to actually go in for a fight and then catch them. Like, what I'm saying is, YG, they can't be honest with this kind of composition. You need some kind of bluff to be able to finally catch Zippy or Nico. Honestly, like, Nico might be the bigger threat at this point, because the itemization coming in from Zippy, like you said, is more utility, and I feel like Nico is going to be the main carry with 8-1 and 7. Other than that, they just got to be creative, and we just have to see how their mental
Jam 1 bang.
in this game.
Waduh, kenapa lambat kali kau main bang?
Yeah, when it comes to Ken, whoa, very aggressive moves there up front. Ying, wow, not able to get the final slash and will be caught. That's a solo kill for Ken, despite everyone being there. It ends up just being no assist, no help from the rest of the team.
I mean, it's kind of what I asked for, right? Someone has to bait something out, but the rest of the team were just not in the zone to actually do anything. Because if you look at the damage items coming in from Nina, even having the Divine Glaive, the Glowing Wand, and even the Wishing Lantern makes it so that you have the tools to burst anyone. Doesn't matter if front line or back line. And Stitch is already full items. At this point, if he's farming up, it's probably for those item swaps. So it's really about the setup, and I feel like it's difficult for YG. You gotta wait for Ying to come back up, and then maybe Blink and just pulls in Ying. Just Ying is enough. I don't think Han needs to absorb damage at this point, because you do want to contest for that Lord.
There's a shortcut in the back line. Han gonna be engaged on Retribution.
Nggak bisa bang.
Stitch walks up. Crossbow tank gonna be tanked up
HP
already.
gua nggak bisa bang.
Go for the free hits on Boye. Ken walking up, back and forth. That's gonna be a pin down over to Boye, who can't go for the AOG just yet. Ying in the midst of it all, jumping in as well. Stitch still piercing through Winter Crown and the diversion to get them out of there to safety to where the Lord will spawn.
That's honestly very clean. The fact that the frontline Han as well as Ying was able to use the Winter Crown to stop Zippy from flying. And maybe that's also part of the reason why it's like, I'm not going to deal full damage. I know what you guys are going to do, so might as well just make sure that I stay alive and just play for my basic attacks, not even thinking about using the crossbow hang. And I was talking about Han, you know, contesting for the Lord, but I didn't even thought that he could do it. But he did it, and now only Ying as the casualty. By the time he's up, there is a chance that,
Terus jam berapa bang?
you know, force him back into the fight.
Man.
Jam berapa ya bang ya? Oke bang, sudah zuhur aja lah bang, jam 1 aja lah bang.
Lord wasn't involved because I really feel like, oh, still
Atau sore ya bang,
divergence.
soalnya kalau siang itu panas bang.
Okay, Ying's gonna take it all the way from the base. Caught in the midst of it all again, jumping in back and forth. Give his stun over to Boye, who's unable to go for the AOG. Appraiser's Wrath takes him down. 1-for-0 trade. Still some super minions left. Up top, pushing in and sieging the base turret. It will be dealt with by Nico and the rest of them. YG will look to go for the mid lane with a conceal as well. Blink looking to go in. Han dashing backwards defensively away from the traction pulse.
Yep, YG has an amazing draft for fighting, but honestly for sieging, not the best. So they have to be careful not to overextend, let Mythic Seal get out of their base and then try to get kills there, because Moskov is very fast at clearing the turrets, but he doesn't have a lot of range, so he can be punished. And you just gotta look
Ntar jam
out for
1 main
neutral
apa?
attacks. 'Cause I feel like
Ngeroblok
if
aja
he
kita
goes
besok
in,
bang.
I think Stitch can take care of himself. So YG, this might sound bad, Mirko, but they gotta wait. And I'm not gonna be the one to tell them to the face, because I feel like they will be pretty upset when I say that. But that's the reality of it. You know, don't rush into things. Just wait.
They've been waiting quite a bit today, LaFell, so I think
I know,
they're
but, you know,
experts of the patient game. And looking at the way the game has actually been played, it has looked very patient from YG. They've really just relied on those teleports to get them the side control, to get them turrets, to trade across the map. And as long as they do that, they'll still have the advantage. Mythic Seal, the way they can really seal this game would be obviously Evolve Lord. But at this point, kind of a gamble between Mythic Seal and YG. That lead that Mythic Seal have, 3,600 gold, doesn't really amount to anything at this point of the game, right? We've gone to a point where the gold is quite irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I do agree 100%. So, let's see here. The Lord is going to spawn again, and we saw what happened just now. YG definitely does have the advantage when it comes to actually securing that Lord. So, Mythic Seal, you just got to go for some kind of fight.
Besok main dead release aja bang. Siap bang. Besok gua main sama lu yang itu bang. Gua apa ya kayaknya?
Nah.
Dari kemarin lu mintanya dead release oke bang. Besok kita main itu bang.
Take down Lina, I think. If Mythic Seal really wants to win this one, I feel like if they can take down Lina, then that's good. Because the bad thing is Khan already rebought the Winter Crown, so the 1-1 really won't be that big of a threat for this team fight at least.
Alright, back to the Lord we go. Han on the Fredrin. It really has been kind of like a double red 2 situation for Han, securing every single neutral objective that he can contest so far. It's been a good job from him. It's a bit difficult for Ken to actually win out the red 3 battle against the Fredrin, but to win this game, it really comes down to this Lord. This is going to be most probably the final Lord of the game, unless the team who gets the Lord loses out on a few of their members. Stitch in the mid lane, already clearing it out. Set up for YG. Mythic Seal and the Tong on the back lane as well. Oh! Nico is the one who secures it despite the late retry. Now, the crossbow attack, but it's only Tong! Spear of Misery! Stitch! What a play! Finds them all in the back. The middle crowd gets used a diversion to dive in deep. Nico's gonna be taken down. Zippy Cutie, his immortality will be popped, and he will certainly fall with Boye as well. A few shots to blink to take him down, but with 4 members taken out, even the Lord won't save Mythic Seal in this game.
And look at that, the timers is too long. It's only Kun. I don't think he can do it. That was an amazing fight coming in from YG. And now, like, we're seeing item swaps, but I don't see it. If Kun can do this, if he can stall his, like, the best player in Myanmar, man.
Tries to go for a fist crack there with the Winter Crown too, but there's no way he can clear the waves while dealing with 4 members of YG. Match point for YG.
Yep, YG looking pretty strong, and look at them, they're pretty happy, they're very excited. It's like, bro, we got that one. So looking at their expression, maybe maybe the early game it was all Mythic Seal. Then come late game, just good decisions coming in, and Stitch doing a lot of damage. They ended up winning that one, and I do not want to be.
Halo bang. Apa bang? Tadi gua lagi situ bang. Apa bang?
Because we saw the frustration of going into game number 2, and then if you have a very good early game and then losing it out in the late, that must be very frustrating, man.
Definitely will be very frustrating for Mythic Seal, but they got to deal with it, man. You know, it's unfortunate, but Yangon had to go through the same issues. Right? Both of them had the same issues. Both of them had to go through it, and YG were just the better team in game number 2, playing it slow, patient, understanding the macro, understanding what their composition really has to play with. That was phenomenal, man. We walked into a winning Mythic Seal game. and we left with a winning YG game.
Yeah, like that's pretty tilting, but what are they gonna do, right? Because Mythic Seal, we know that this lineup is very, very strong. But
Jangan
here's the
lupa di
thing,
like ya guys ya, karena
even
lelekan
if they
kalian
lose,
sangat berharga
it's
bagi
not
gua
over yet, because
guys.
it's just going down to the lower brackets, and some may say that it's a blessing in disguise because you get the warm-up game going into a best of 7, but still, like, I feel like just give your very best, but even if you lose, don't tilt out that much, because right now it is pretty late, and then they're gonna have a very early game in the morning for tomorrow, so whatever happens, their coach needs to be super level-headed to the point where he can calm his team down, because I feel like that's going to be the most determining factor here. Like, how do they stay mentally calm, I guess. I want to say sane, but I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't think that's the right word. Yeah, they gotta be mentally healthy, I would say. I mean, they really gotta keep their mental healthy. They gotta keep their mental. They gotta be able to reset, I think, is the word as well, right? Because after a game like this, after a lot of the technical issues that they have to deal with, there's no other way. You know, you could complain about it and think about it the whole day, or you could reset, come back stronger, and do better tomorrow. Because technically, we don't even need to talk about tomorrow. Yes, there will be a tomorrow, even if they lose here. But match point doesn't mean it's over. It means that they're a step away, your opponents, from closing out the series. And I believe in Mythic Seal, man. I believe they could give us a 5-game banger here after a long day already. Stitch, though, however, doesn't believe in that. Stitch wants to end things quick. After a solid Game 1 performance, now he comes in, guns blazing again with the Moskov. The rebounded quite a bit.
Bang, kau bisa main Dead Release? Nggak tahu bang.
Stitch.
Dead Release itu mainnya di Roblox kan bang?
Running all the way to the late game, waiting for those item power spikes. Didn't die that much in the game, especially in the early game, and he really became the game changer in around those big team fights.
I mean, if you're going to go to 19 minutes, 20, 21 minutes, then yeah, picking up a late game hero is going to be amazing. And those SODs, him coming in and actually clutching things out, able to get those kills. Because I feel like in the very last team fight that we saw, I believe it was able to hit 10.
Mainnya di Roblox bang. Oke, aman bang. Siap kalau di Roblox bang ya.
Late game, we know that tanks in the jungle is much better than assassins in the jungle, just because you want to play for that objective. And unfortunately, Ken, in this one, he even had the Rose Gold Meteor, not the entire game, right? He swapped items after the Witch Crown has been used. He changed to the Rose Gold, so Ken, honestly, like, mechanically has been amazing in this game, even though we don't see everything that happened in this game, but mechanically he is on point. But you just can't be a tank in the late game. Even if you do get the Lord, the tank will be able to stop you, will be able to make sure that he wins the
Nampaknya
team fight.
kita harus menghilangkan ini guys ya.
Man, you saw it. If you die, it's like 50 seconds, 1 minute. So YG just played for their win condition. Like, we can do team fight, so let's just wait until the team fight really matters.
It's also just that red tree diff, man. Han has just been phenomenal all throughout the later stage of the game, where he actually got a chance to contest, unlike the first few neutral objectives when technically Mythic Seal just held that lead, held the position every single time. Han, he got in there, and again, this is the reason Fredrin after the buff is so scary. That first skill acts like a second retribution, does so much damage from it being increased from 50% damage to monsters to 100%. That double damage is quite ridiculous, and we got to see it a couple of times. Skill 1 red tree, it's almost impossible for you to miss it out unless you're up against a godly red tree or a team that really understands how to chain damage together to get the optimal.
Aduh, mati gue cuy.
But it was a bit too late, and it's also just a sporadic nature.
Halo guys, jangan lupa di like ya guys ya, karena like kalian sangat berharga bagi gue guys.
You don't know when and where they're gonna be.
Jangan lupa di like ya guys ya.
You saw Stitch come in with the Moskov. Yes, Ken died, but the rest of the team were walking away. It looked like it was going to be a clean disengage into an evolved Lord player. But then you saw the Lo Yi, the diversion that brought them back into the team fight, gap closed, and wiped them out.
Actually, now that you talk about it, I feel like because the pause was so long, we we forgot, we joked about it, but we saw the Louis and the chip, and they were like, haha, Aldos, haha, Florian, haha, Moskov, and it's like, oh wait, they actually did pick up the Moskov. So the global presence coming in from the draft here, it's quite annoying because even if you feel like you're doing good, all of a sudden they're back into the fight, and then you're like, wait, I just dealt with you just a few seconds ago, and now we're looking at the highlights here. It looks like it is 12 minutes into the game where Blink tried to get a catch, and yeah, this is
Sip. Double kill.
he casted for a bit. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We casted for quite a bit, man. That was, I think, still 10 minutes that we got, right? Around 10 minutes. 23 minutes with the end. By the time we went in, it was really already in the power spike of YG. I mean, look at the team fights, how messy it was as well. Mythic Seal couldn't really hold that front to back properly, and man, the constant stitch damage from this Moskov was honestly what really saved them in the end. I really got to give credit to Stitch and technically Lina too for doing so good in this game, positioning as well. In the back always. The piercing damage is so underrated, by the way, for the Moskov. Right? You don't see it, and by the time you notice the piercing damage, you're wiped.
Yeah. At this point, I almost want to say it's unfortunate, but it does feel like 1-1 is more of a mid-game hero. And yeah, this is the point where we see the re-engage coming in from YG and the diverting this. They're very creative in how they approach the fight, and this is what I wanted. Like, don't be honest, right? Have some kind of deception. But what I wanted to say is, looking at this game, it does feel like 1-1 is more of a mid-game hero rather than a late game. Not to say that the late game he falls off, but in the late game you will see a lot of Winter Crowns, and at that point, it just feels bad. You basically are using 2 skills and a basic attack.
Yeah, it's really difficult to play the 1-1 in the later stage of the game. Not just because of the Winter Crown, but also the Winter Nature, right? There's 2 ways to counter you, and it gets really tough. I agree. As a 1-1 player myself, early to mid, it's really where 1-1 strives, especially in the lane phase. If you can win out the lane just with the Inspire, plus help with from your team, then that's usually the win con. But if not, then we see a late game 1-1 where technically, yes, you can bait out Winter Crowns, you can just, try to look for damage without the crossbow tank, but we all know the real reason 1-1 is amazing, is good in your kit. It's really all about the ultimate. If you are able to pop that ultimate, it's such a game-changing, team fight-changing ability. But at the end of the day, despite the Kimmy and Joy both reaching their item power spike, they just weren't able to create forced errors enough in this game to force out these 3 teleports out or to force out some baits here and there. It was always kind of like Mythic Seal were always still playing in the game of YG. Like, it was all YG, controlling the map, controlling the side lane, controlling even when Mythic Seal had to force out the Lord. It was all YG. What could have changed that would be possibly a base turret take in the side lane, but again, that's where YG's clear really shows up. Moskov in particular, plus the zoning of Loyi, and then the 3 frontliners that were quite tanky this game. I didn't expect the Arlet to be that tanky. At the end of the game, he was just jumping back and forth in the team fight against 4 members, and he just doesn't die.
I don't know how relevant this is, but you still remember Sunfrost, right?
Sunfrost, yes.
So he's still active in coaching teams, and he has scrims and etc. And he has a very high confidence that YG will sweep everything here. So I don't know what he saw in scrims, but he seems very confident that YG is like just a step above the current competition. Again, we don't know. Maybe things can change tomorrow, in fact, maybe. But hey, if Sunfrost gives that much respect to YG, then maybe they're looking pretty good in scrims.
You gotta give respect to them, man. Being able to pull off a composition like that, Chip, Moskov, Loyi, that requires a lot of brain power. That requires a lot of macro understanding, and they did play it very, very well. Their mechanics individually, too, I was surprised, man. Stitch, a phenomenal player, and as we get into game number 3 in the drafts, I wonder if Mythic Seal are going to change things out. Game 1 and 2, they stuck on blue side first pick. They gave red side away. They tried, I think, to pick up the chip for themselves, but then they noticed, oh man, YG with the Loyi first pick, they also decided to take the chip away. So we thought we would have a way to deal with the teleports with our own teleport. Turns out they're just going to stack up on 2.
I personally just want Zippy to use a hero that he can really carry, because we don't see the early game, so I cannot say for sure, but I feel like it's mostly Ken. Ken and Akimi, right?
Rico?
Like both the Joy and Akimi, I feel like they were really the reason why the early game was so good. But you need balance. You need someone to carry in the late game, right? So I'm even thinking of something like the Bruno, where I feel like Zippy is okay with the Bruno. Doesn't matter, Bruno, carry, whatever. Beach Rakes, right? Honestly, yeah, probably take a Beach Rakes. Anything that is able to do something in the late game, because Ken is such an early game player that I believe you, like, the goal lane doesn't, you guys don't have to go all in. That's what I'm trying to say, because I don't like a draft that goes all in. It's like, if we win the early game, we win. If we don't close out the game by 60 minutes, all right, GG's. Like, have some balance, you know, have options.
Definitely having options would be great again. And I think you just gotta build the composition
Untung lo on point bang.
better. Like,
When di
the
Roblox,
synergy
komen
was kind of
si
off,
P bang, apa
right?
si
In
P
a
bang?
way, the composition didn't know
Memang
what
sepi
it
sekarang,
wanted
bang.
to do. Some of them wanted to die.
Karena
some
leftnya
wanted
lebih
to
banyak
to the
kayak
back,
Mobile Legends
and ended up
biasanya,
with
bang.
Nico and Zippy kind of fending for themselves at the later stage of the game, right?
Cuman
And
ya
Ken
itu,
wants to
bang.
go for those moments. Obviously, Ken wants to dive in and fight. For YG, it was very, you understood what they were trying to do. They were just playing front to back pure with 3 frontliners, 2 damage dealers. That's it. They weren't really looking to dive. The only times we see them dive is, you know, obviously together with the diversion, with an SOD placed properly and Stitch taking it at the right time. But it was never disconnected from the team. Every single play that they made with teleports, with those diversions, it was always calculated and coordinated. And for Mythic Seal, from what I saw, it really looks like more of an individual playstyle. Everybody's doing their own thing. And as a unit, they kind of crumble. That's why in the Lord fights they don't do well, and especially when they're scattered, they don't know what to do. Do we play? Do we turtle up? Do we split up because the AoE damage is coming in from the other side? They look lost. So that's something that they also have to fix on top of the drafts, on top of everything you mentioned, LaFell. And it's going to be tough because it's match point. They've already waited so long because of the tech issues. It's going to be building up that frustration that was already there for game 1 for sure, up against that ridiculous Lucas performance of Han.
I don't know if it is because, you know, it's very late, so I'm very Google brain.
I got
Even
Google
if
brain
Kimi
too.
is up, even if Kimi is up, right, I almost would rather just put Kimi in goal and then have Farsa mid. Because I feel like Farsa can be a game changer. You know, like really control the early and mid, and if things go very bad, like you can zone people away to the minions. I don't know, maybe because a little bit biased, because even for me when I'm tilted, I just want to use Farsa because I feel like in this meta she's pretty easy to use.
Okay, okay, there you go. That's a change, LaFell. Mythic Seal are going to be on red side this time around. They'll take the blue, or they'll take the red away from YG, rather. The Joy and the Hayabusa, though, will be banned out by YG. So, game 1, game 2, these are the 2 picks that we saw from Ken. These are the 2 picks that we saw him do pretty meh on in game 1, and then the Joy pretty okay. So are we thinking that these are just the comfort picks from Mythic Seal? Are these the 2 picks that you would want on Ken? For YG to ban it first phase means something, man, because these are the 2 picks that they've left open all 2 games so far.
Personally, for me, I kind of feel like they can deal with it, but they rather not, because I feel like if you're letting go of the Joy, you're kind of forcing your jungler to pick up the Fredrin. The Hayabusa is more or less the same.
Mana lu bang? AFK kah lu ya?
I think they're just sick of it. Like maybe the jungler wants to pick up an assassin. Like he wants to get that Lucas game again. So, coach, let me just do damage. I don't want to do that. At least that's how I would think. Players of YG want to play this one.
The chip finally gets banned here by YG. It is, let's see if the Loyi is still first pick prio for them. There's no Kalea, there's no Harith either way. What pick are we? Oh, the Baksha is actually left open this time around. So YG definitely try to snatch the Baksha for themselves
well.
here. Yeah, the
Jushin
Juicin
has been banned.
Do you like the Juicin though? Do you think it's first pick prio? Because I think I'll take Baksha over that, and yeah, they'll go for it as well.
So for me, Jushin is good, but it's not good individually. Like you need good pairings with it, because You got control, you just don't have damage. And in the early game, you're annoying, but you're not too annoying that people really care about it. So I feel like Jushin is.
Gak tahu. Oke, bertiga aja kita main bang.
At least
Halo bang, lu tuh
so
tekan
I
akun
think
mulu
Jushin is
bang.
okay, but it's more situational now compared to before. In terms of the picks that should be good at this point, Baxia, your only bad matchup.
Lu pakai akun siapa itu bang? Siska Mariati itu akun siapa tuh bang?
Because you can only roll and jump around, so you're probably gonna get pulled in the direction that Blue really wants. And the carry is just, you know, dominating when he goes up against the tank. And now Mythic Seal's like,
Maaf,
give me the
eh.
Luigi and give me the Badang. I'm actually liking this start.
Yeah, giving YG a taste for their own medicine, dude. The Loyi and the Badang is kind of terrorized YG.
Yeah,
in
lob
game
block,
number one. And now, for YG, I wonder if they're going to go kind of ballsy by picking up the Lucas
Abang
again.
jago.
Do they go for the utility
Abang
jungle
jago,
one more time?
ampun bang
Kimi plus
jago.
Lucas could be a solid
Akun
choice.
HP K2 bang, anjay.
Definitely. Lucas
Banyak
Matilda
HP lu ya, bang, ya.
first phase.
Having Baxia, Lucas, and Matilda. Forget it, man.
Go
But even the
Jushin.
Jushin and Ranger.
So they want to flex the Boxer all the way to the second phase, knowing that technically it is a three-way flex, right? You can go for jungle, XP, or roam.
Yeah, and the Jushin is able to open up the map a little bit, and in case if they are able to catch the Jushin, Jushin is one of the tankiest mid laners I've ever seen. Like, I could have
Ada
sworn
cut
she is
guys.
because I've had games, Mirko, I hope I save it, where I'm a Jushin with 0 HP, and I'm 1v2ing, and I do not die, and now the Lucas gets into the hands of Mythic Seal. It's yeah, so it's kind of like Mythic Seal's like, hey, you know what YG is doing? Let's try that. That looks
Yeah,
pretty
this is
good.
the exact
If
same
YG,
trap.
If YG doesn't ban Matilda, it's trolling, man.
Yeah, I think they're really selling the game if they actually don't ban the Matilda here. This is their own strat, literally in game number one, that got them such a dominant victory. So yeah, for YG, I'm expecting the man. I'm expecting the Matilda, but this is why I don't like the Jutsin, especially up against a Lucas like this, up against a Badang. There's so much anti-CC.
Bentar bang, aku mau cas HP dulu. Siap bang, siap bang. Aman aja bang, aman
The whole kit of
aman.
Jutsin relies on you picking people up. Who are you gonna pick
Okay, jangan
up?
lupa
The
di-lag-lag
Loyi
ya,
is
guys,
gonna
ya.
deal damage from outside your range. The Lucas wants
Tadi sudah lag
to
belum?
just get close and up and personal with anti-CC, and so does the Badang. You're kind of also forced to use Purify here, so any form of mobility later on for Mythic Seal, if they decide to go for even more mobility, like say an Aerothel, oh, it's gonna be such a good day for Mythic Seal's gold lane. Okay, please ban the Matilda.
Okay, let's think about this in the way that you're trying to be really smart about the draft, Mirko. They have the Baxia, which lowers heals and shields without items.
Bang, kok nggak jadi nonton film Borara? Ah, nanti bang.
Or they want to go Khalid in Rome and then just.
Nanti kalau gue nonton sambil live streaming ini, nanti gue diklaim hak cipta bang. Nggak boleh ditayangin di
I
YouTube bang.
see the angle, but also I think
Nanti bang,
the
gue
main,
nontonnya di
like,
offline aja.
the reason, the big factor as to why Matilda
Borara.
is so broken with Lucas isn't really the healing. The healing is a bonus, yes, but it's the mobility, dude. Lucas having a disengage is so broken. You can just walk in. Hey, it's not working out. I have a get out of jail free card in the guiding win. I have so many ways to also re-engage later on, and it's also the gap close, right? Because usually with Lucas, you have to use your skill 2, you have to use your ult and skill 1 to get close. But with a Matilda, all you need is to take the guiding win while he's circling eagle away. And YG decides to leave the Matilda open, so this could very well be, like you mentioned, Lafel,
Siapa gue, Cuk?
combination, or it could be Mythic Seal with a win.
Wait, they're taking the CC?
That means the
Imagine
Badang
a
is
game.
wrong. No Matilda.
Yeah, like that's it. Like maybe that's why YG didn't ban it out. Cause like,
Oh.
dude, I know Boye, he's not a Matilda player, and I'm like,
I see.
okay, so they're not trolling. They just know.
They just know. They know
There's
better.
no way.
They just
Yeah,
know
they
better. So
Showing CC now, this for me is a bit too early though. Because there's no more flex anymore. Unless you put
Yeah.
CC in gold.
what's going to be in the XP lane now for YG? Because I have a feeling that the Baksha will be a jungler. Looking at how many junglers has been banned out, I don't think they're going to get like an assassin
Obvious
here
is
and play
still
in the
up,
jungle.
but not good against CC though.
Yeah, I mean, they could still go for Valentina actually. That is still up for grabs in the XP lane. take away the Lucas ultimate. The Cho gets picked up. There you go. That's the Valentina. But Cho, I guess it's good for the CC, but yeah, I guess the Lucas and Badam is the same issue. They're built to go up against CC.
Yeah, so I think they're just like, they want CC for days. It's a good comp because they're attacking the emotions. This is emotional damage. Like, you guys won't die, but getting stunned, getting picked up, and now a Brody comes in.
What?
I don't even know if that's the best pick, Marco, because
Oh man, Iritha would have been better, I think.
yeah, I don't think the you know what? Let them do their thing. Maybe the Brody is the answer, but personally for me, looking at the lineup now, I don't think Brody is the thing that's gonna solve the issues. But
Tidur jam
what
berapa
do I
bang
know,
kalau libur
man?
bang?
It's been a long day.
Yeah, I understand the idea behind it though. Mythic Seal
Bang, nggak jadi main Dead Reels, main block break tadi ya, bang.
Defense is offense, so they're trying to dive in to leave the.
Tapi besok,
It's a
bang.
sprint, Brody.
Well,
What?
Hold on.
This-
No.
this is a mistake, right?
It could be a visual. It could be a visual.
Okay, because that will be really weird. The flicker is usually what you go for, and even then, right? The reason people don't pick
Lu nggak
Brody.
tidur bang?
No, the reason people don't pick Brody and Beatrix is because you can only bring flicker. That's why. So if this is a new meta Brody pick with a sprint, if it isn't a visual bug, oh man, we're in for a
It's
show.
a visual bug. Relax. It's a visual bug. Hey, relax. We're gonna jump into the game and then we're gonna see, right? Even if it's a sprint, I mean, like, it might be the fastest Brody in the world. We're about to see.
Kak bang, aku nggak bisa tidur.
I just don't know.
Kenapa bang?
What's the matchup here? I feel like against the Granger is just like whatever, so. Because my
Really
worry
bully the
with the
Granger.
Brody pick, my worry pick with the Brody is actually when the Baxia decides to come at you, when the Cho decides to come at you, when the Jushin decides to come at you. You don't have a free dash. You can dash, but you're dashing towards your opponent.
Nggak ada kan yang emang ke bawah?
I'm not okay with it. You don't have a way to run away. Heck, let's add a little bit more. What if the Valentina gets Unleash the Beast, which mostly she would, or she gets the Divergent, which also is another option? How are you gonna get yourself out of trouble?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of questions here asked in the laning phase, in the team fights as well. And Cho is notoriously already a counter to the Beatrix, to the Brody, to the heroes in the gold lane with the Clint. as
Bisa
well.
minum
He's
kopi,
not pretty good.
anjay.
So we'll see. Blink. He's either going to have a great
Bagus
day
itu, Bang. Minum
here,
kopi juga
or
bagus
he's
itu,
just
Bang.
going to be snowballed out of control against Mythic Seal's very, very early game composition. We got to emphasize that too, right? Like YG, they look like they have a solid composition. We've just been criticizing the Brody, but if Mythic Seal are able to get that early game, this Brody is going to be fine, all fine and dandy, taking turrets for free.
No, I guess. I'm a little bit
Ngapain,
nervous,
guys?
Marco.
Ngapain dia, Cuk?
It's not because it's
Very.
point. Because we all know. Like, I feel like I don't have to say it. We all know.
Kok layar HP gue nggak responsif
What
ya guys
if
ya?
this is a mistake and then they just have to fix it? Like, what if there's a what do you call it, like emblem
That would be
bug?
interesting.
Emblem bug. Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. Oh, it looks like there is an in-game pause here. So my big issue is really just
What's your big
Halo Bang Teguh.
Valentina's a I prefer it. Actually, I really do like the Valentina to go up against the Lucas, but it doesn't always work out, especially if you lose your lane. Like if the Valentina wins her lane, able to get an EXP advantage, and then when you get the Lucas off, you look good. You look good. The moment Valentina like dies once or something, then your Lucas is just not anything. The other thing where I experience myself, but I'm not a pro player, right? The thing that I experience myself is I forget to build the right items. Because in my head, like, I'm a mage. I'm just going to build magic items. And then I'm like, wait, no. I'm supposed to get Lucas all. I'm supposed to build defense. So we'll see. Hopefully Ying, like, his head is in the game and then just, use the good old defense items.
Thank you Kak.
And yes, apparently there is a bug with the emblem. The spell.
Okay, so that would make sense then. Okay, so man, Sprint Brody would definitely be a fun one for sure. Like, that would That would be quite awkward here, but yeah, we're gonna have to fix these things, these little things, guys. So please do be patient with us again, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get through it. Hopefully, it's all G. Hopefully.
Yep. Imagine, right? Imagine he's like, yo, Marshall, we gotta restart. I don't want sprint. Sprint is not good on Brody. And then the Marshall's like, I bet. Let's go back into the drive, just do it all over again, and then this time take the spell that you want. And it's like, yo, thanks, man, I appreciate it. And then you go in, it's Inspire.
Imagine Brody Inspire. They
can't do anything to me if I kill them first. Yes, I understand there's an attack speed penalty on the passive, but it doesn't matter, man. I can make it work.
We'll see. We'll see if he can. We'll see if that actually even works out here. But yeah. We're still gonna have to wait for a bit. Item-wise, they should just be normal, right? I think Mythic Seal are really looking to just win out early game. This is their bread and butter for the last few international qualifiers as well for Myanmar. Mythic Seal have always been the type of team to win out early game, snowball out of control, and then take the game. Unfortunately, in their final game against Falcon for the M6 qualifier, they weren't able to do that. Falcon were able to come back in the end with a Bruno. So, yeah, was not the best win condition for them back in the day, but I think this actually works really well for them now.
So what's gonna be the itemization for Brody here?
Oke bang, aman aja bang.
Sky Piercer.
I think it's Heptacy's first item still. I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy. I don't think he's going to change too many things.
Because I don't know, I've seen quite a few people changing it up. I do agree, Heptacy is good. I honestly forgot about that item. I see a lot
Waduh, mati gue cuy.
of Malefic gun.
Oke bang, aman aja bang. Besok libur ya bang ya.
First item, no, legit. Yeah. I feel like the Malefic gun makes a lot of sense because you just want the added range. Basically, you just want to see transfers as fast as you can, right? But Malefic Lore, I feel like, is an option if you just outrange your opponents. Like, it sounds weird, America. I get it, but legit, I've seen it either in ranked games and some tier 2 tournaments. I think I saw one professional guy, I can't remember.
I mean, I trust you. We'll see, I guess, right? Because
Libur lulus TK.
Brody pick in a while. The idea, I don't think we saw Brody pick at all, despite the buff
Mana masih TK, bang?
that it got recently, right? I mean, the last patch, I believe it was the first skill, technically just going faster. It's much faster to throw your skill to get it out. They cut the animation. I thought that would actually change a lot because for the longest time, the Brody skill 1 just takes too long for it to come out. It's very easy to dodge, very easy to just walk back, and not really the best at getting kills. I think if you haven't gone up against a Brody in a while, then it could be a pretty good curveball to utilize, which I think it might be their strategy this game.
Yeah. No, I agree because it happens all the time. When you haven't gone up against a hero, you just completely forgot how to deal with it. The Brody, I feel
Gas
like
bang.
hero, the only
Mudah-mudahan lo masuk timnas ya bang ya.
It's just because other picks are just better, like the Harib, and now he's jumping into the game. Woo! Let's look at the spells.
Let's see, what is it going to be? Is it still the same sprint for Brody? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn. Let's see if Mythic Seal can turn the tides around, or will the pattern of day 1 playoffs be the same for both teams? AI with a clean sweep, YG with a clean sweep. A big question mark there, and it is indeed a flicker. No sprint for the Brody.
So everything looks good today. Looking at Zip Cutie right now, he's going for the thrill and going for that weapon master. Everything else looks pretty solid, except Boya. I don't know if this is real. He went for the tank emblem instead of the support emblem, and instead of going for Inspire, he goes for firmness. So he is thinking he won't be able to spam his skills, so he's just going for a raw stats instead, which I don't know if it's good or not, because as a Badang player, you really want that shield to be tanky, not your natural stats, because it's just a fighter stat, not a tank stat.
Han doing a good job in the jungle. Usually, I think the Baksha can get punished by some fast clearing assassins, but Lucas actually falls in the same category, maybe even weaker than the Baksha when it comes to clear, just because of how fast the Baksha can get in the jungle, through the jungle with the shield unity.
Oh, lari bang, lari.
I actually haven't seen him on the Lucas. I've seen him on Suyo. Haven't seen him on Lucas just yet. Good take from Boya with a steal. Ying walks up, just zoning Mythic Seal away.
Hot take, if Naruto learned more jutsu instead of just the Rasengan, maybe he can clear faster.
Yeah, the guy just literally spams Rasengan. Man, every time I play Lucas, it's just Rasengan.
Bro, it's cool. Actually, every protagonist ever, they just have one skill. Ichigo, he just has an energy slash. That's it. Like, if we really go down... Okay, hold on. Before that, we're looking at YG here, actually applying a lot of pressure, and Mythic Seal Ken is still on that turtle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, like, YG, do they want to take this turtle? Do they want to bait a fight? Because it looks like they want to bait a fight.
They want to bait a fight, but they are just resetting this while Mythic Seal technically just don't care about it. Yeah, a very awkward reset for YG there, but they were trying to play it safe. Again, they understand how much explosive power Mythic Seal could have with this composition, so Han played it safe, respected it, and will just take it slow and surely. Now, back to the jungle again. Mythic Seal can first towards bot after clearing orange and purple.
Yeah, so maybe Ken is just thinking, I just need my first item, whatever that is. Maybe it's Hunter Strike or the War Axe, either or. I've seen different preferences. Right now, in terms of the gold, again, not that big of a gold difference here. You're not taking just a bit of damage coming in from Nico. I would say this is kind of good for YG as well, because they don't mind going a little bit slow, because the Jushin, you would prefer 1 or 2 items so that you're much more relevant in the fight. Without items, the Jushin just feels ticklish in terms of CC and damage.
Yeah, and there's no problem with them taking their time. Again, Mythic Seal are the ones that are kind of pressured to do well in the early game, right? The Granger will scale properly to Brody. This is the question for me, I guess. It really depends on the build, but how does a Brody do in the later stage of the game? I've gone up against some really good Brodies in ranked, and the late game seems to be pretty okay. Melphic gone for a side, and is, by the way, what Zippy has gone for. So not the heptacies that we normally see for the Brody. It'll be a bit of a change. Maybe... So Melphic gun into Sky Piercer, you said?
If you're not confident with the Sky Piercer, then you see crazy stuff like DOD, second item, and stuff like that. Or, like you said, heptacies.
Alright, good red tree still from Ken. Securing it now, though. Thicker Beast already used up by Ying with the Skin 2 and the Beast Bomb over to Kun. Very low under the turret. No one there to follow it up.
Oh, maju lah, cuy.
Will try to lock him down, but will not be able to get it. Kun with a good dash and the curtain call to lock them down together. Will stop the instant rotation of the Baksha.
Yeah, right now looking at the builds here, looking like Zippy Cutie is just respecting the damage profile. And they're able to catch one, they were able to catch Han!
Yeah, with diversion, Ying already stealing it again. Oh, Lina, an awkward flicker to the wall. Won't be able to find the last few hits he needs to actually pick the person up. 1 for 0 for Mythic Seal. Just a clean pick off into YG rotating into the bottom lane.
Yeah, at that point you're just like, okay guys, the fight is over, but Bling wants to continue.
Great Jiku knowing the way to Dragon. Ken now walks back up with a Rasengan 2. Bling gonna be taken down by the Torn Apart Memory. Ying jumping in. Good Sacred Beast Bomb, the curtain call. Puts them in an awkward spot, but it is ultimately a win for YG as they get the turtle too.
Yeah, and now they're just taking control of the map because Mythic Seal, it looks like they're a little bit more passive. Like, guys, we just gotta wait, we just gotta wait, we just gotta wait. And I just want to know when the wait is gonna be over, because Boye hasn't had a lot of good engages. He had one when he was able to kill Han, but we don't see a lot of that. We don't see the utilization of the Brody here in gold, because I feel like you have an opportunity to actually snowball this out of control. And it looks like, yes, he might be going for that Sky Piercer. It's nice that I know what I'm talking about, but at the same time, Mythic is not playing around this.
Babi buta itu kita, guys.
You know, he needs some food.
Definitely. Mythic Seal are
Bang,
gonna have to
lu boleh
play
pas
around
saudara,
with
bang.
Brody. Usually, I always say this when I see a Brody, but a team that doesn't play strong side Brody doesn't know how to play Brody. You really want to get the Brody into these good positions early. That's a diversion. Oh, Stitch gonna be taken out with a diversion. Good pin down. Han able to escape with a shield unity, but that's definitely not what you want to see if you're YG.
Yep, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what we've been wanting to see. A diversion into a good catch, the fist break, fist crack, and then actually do something with it. Now, get turrets, man. Get turrets. Brody loves destroying structures, man. He loves it. And now the Sky Piercer as well.
It is the Sky Piercer, Melfic Gun Sky Piercer build for Zippy Cutie. Yeah, Brody is a turret eater for sure, man. Munches on turrets so easily, and that's why for YG, keeping Stitch alive is pretty, like, it's up there when it comes to their priority. They need to keep Stitch alive because Stitch is the only guy that can hold the waves in the early game, right? Later on in the game, yes, I think Ying should be able to do the job too, but it's kind of meh. It also will kind of rely, he'll kind of have to rely on Stitch either way, right? Man, Blink needs to find a pick on Zippy in the next fight.
Hey, you know what? This is where
Sorry.
it out, but we can already hear the conceal here. Blink not getting anyone. Diversion to the back.
Oh, a pin down over. Stitch gonna be taken down again with the diversion play. So well played. Nico able to flicker out to safety. Now Lina's gonna be caught. Has the Lancer flare, but won't be able to escape. Zippy Cutie, double kill, a full team fight win for Mythic Seal.
And now is looking pretty good for Zippy Cutie. The third item at this point really doesn't matter. If you want a quick Blade of Heptases, if you're feeling confident, the Blade of Despair. If you're not feeling super confident, then you can start thinking about like a Rose Gold meter, and it will help you out. But either way, right now, Zippy Cutie is looking at the top lane. Looks like Boye is going to provide some vision, but you don't need a lot of attacks, man, to get those turrets.
And you gotta remember that Zippy Cutie has a Sky Piercer, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a very scary Brody as we get to like the 10th minute mark. It's a Lord 1. Already 2 Sky Piercer stacks, I believe. A Sea Halberd as well. Oh, Zippy is going. He's not going to be. He is a monster in this game.
Oh yeah. He is a Zippy Scary, not Zippy Cutie.
He ain't cute.
Now look. I mean, yeah.
Not in this game.
I'm tired, man. Either ways, Ying. whatever. I don't care, right? Right now, the Lord will spawn in about 70 seconds here. Ken still has to be a little bit careful because you do want to fight. Like, as an Naruto, you do want to fight, but not in such close spaces where you're not able to outplay that. Because, okay, Ying does not have Unleash the Beast. So that's going to be priority number 1 for YG. Unleash the Beast or Divergent. Either way, good for your team.
To be fair, this is also kind of scary for YG. The fact that they didn't go for... almost a pick off. Boye able to run away. But the fact that they didn't go for any purifiers on the board means that, again, they're very susceptible to the Boye engages. And so far, that really has been the death of them. If somehow they can force out the engages to Han and to Ying, these 2 frontliners, then maybe they'll still have a shot. But it really comes down to who engages first, I think, right now, right? If YG are able to engage first, just like they're doing right now,
kaget gue cuy.
unfortunately for them, they don't get anyone.
They need someone to, well, they need Han to be a diversion, but you don't want your jungler to be a diversion when the Lord is up. Because you need to buy some time, wait for Blink to be in a better position, and then get Zip Cutie, because he also does not have a Purify, so there is a chance that you can pick him off. Honestly, even if you don't get Zip Cutie, getting Nico will be good as well.
Diversion. Everybody takes it, and this might be the fight that they were looking for. Everybody needs to play it safe with Stitch. He's in a good position. Blink. Oh, thrown back by the Yin-Yang reaction. Still gets away with the Shun Pu, but it's very low. Has to pop a regen.
Yeah, but either way, it's still going to be good, because I feel like he hasn't used his conceal yet. So if they buy enough time,
Pertarungan sangat kali guys ya.
distraction, let Blink go in. He even has the flicker, so you got to look at his Cho, man. If Mythic Seal, they blink, they might get caught. And then you will have enough damage coming in from Stitch, Ying, as well as Lina, just a lot of CC.
Diversion is onto the back line. Stitch. Oh, Zippy Cutie! All alone, shielded, and he catches him. Stitch able to get the shutdown now, but how much damage can he deal while the guy's down? Stitch catting away up against Kun and Boye, able to the back line as well. It's gonna be Ken walking out. Now safe from Beast Bomb. Han Ying taken down. A good shot from Boye. Ying very low in the bush. Boye wants to open it up. Stitch still alive as well. Will stop Mythic Seal's way to get the Lord for free.
I'm sorry, I actually did not catch how Zippy Cutie got caught there, but anyway, good for Stitch. And now, even though Mythic Seal, you know, won the team fight essentially because everyone died except for Stitch, but because Stitch is so many HP left, he's able to make sure that no Lord is gonna get taken. But even so, it's not 12 minutes yet, so the Lord has not evolved, so it's not the biggest problem in the world. Mythic Cutie looks like he's going for a win of nature coming up next, which pretty good item to deal with Stitch. Now Mythic Seal with 3,000 gold ahead. Looks like Ken wants one more damage item. I wonder what that would be.
This is where the frustration. Oh, wait, what was the path that he took? I didn't get to see his item. Oh,
He has
whoa!
a late Legion.
He's a Legion, but interesting.
Yeah, so he had the War Axe,
It should
the
be War
Strike,
then.
the Queen's Wings. I thought maybe he would go for something like the Oracle, just to make sure he's
Yeah,
able to fight
me
for a
too.
longer.
Alright, so I think it should just be a Meltic Roar. I don't think it's gonna be anything else. No way it's a BOD, right? But Zippy, by the way, did not go for Win of Nature. He's opted to go for the DHS.
Apa bang?
Terrified. Should be picked up. Diversion! Flanking Ying! That's a double take on the pin. Lina able to escape with the Crimson Beacon and the Flicker, but Blink wants to go for the re-engage now. Doesn't get the Jikundo onto Boye. Shield Unity not landing too. Just a free pick to Mythic Seal.
By the way, no Evolve Lore at 12 minutes. Guys, it's been a long day. I forgot to announce. 18 minutes is where it matters. Okay, it's been a long day. Trust me, guys. Now Han, making sure that he doesn't take a lot of bursts. Having that Twilight Armor as well. Which should be enough, actually.
Yeah. Great item. Blink though, able to go for it. Stitch caught in the bad spot again. A full dive from Ken, but with the nature saves him. Blink in the back. Han gonna be caught again by that skill one. Seeing him. As Stitch still deals damage. Zippy Cutie! Torn apart memory finds it, but will be slain as well. That was a gamble that did not pay off for Zippy.
Yo, let me just say, Stitch is working overtime as well. He's keeping the game alive. Like, I like that Stitch is essentially playing very, how do I say this?
Safe?
No,
Reliable?
not safe. Not reliable. It's a bad word.
Oh.
Forget it. I'll remember when I remember it. Selfish. That's the one I'm talking about. He's playing very selfishly, understanding that Mythic Seal wants to go for him. So he just think about himself, just making sure that he himself stays alive. Whatever happens to everyone else, whatever, and then try to get kills in the meantime. YG, if Stitch plays this way, you don't even have to protect Stitch that much. Still, you know, some protection. I'm pretty sure Stitch wouldn't complain.
Definitely. It's going to be kind of tough for Mythic Seal to get to Stitch now, but knowing that he has no Flicker, maybe it'll be an easier day for them. I think Ken just needs to be very careful. He cannot give the Sacred Beast form over to Ying. Yeah, no Win of Nature, no Flicker, so for a while, YG are actually quite vulnerable. But I'll have to say, again, if Ying gets his hand... Oh, diversion again into the back. Let's see.
Going in.
If they catch it, Lina will be able to spot it. Oh, it's going to be an all-in, and Lina disappears! Tail Beast Bomb! Ken gets a double!
So you did say you haven't seen Ken on that Lucas. Well, now we have, and he can use it. He uses it pretty well. And now with the Lord taken away, going up until 6,000 gold lead here, I gotta say, Nico has been utilizing that diversion very well. Every single time that we see, rarely do we see that it's useless. Oh, and now he gets him!
Wow, a clinical finish from
Mana
Boy,
cara
and I think that might
mengatur
be
ya,
it,
guys,
ladies
ya.
and gentlemen, with the Lord coming down. Not even the Lord, just a Cannon in the mid lane. That should be a free mid turret. Retry used already. Ying pops in the Sacred Beast, throws out the Tail Beast Bomb, and it hits no one.
Maybe at that point, you gotta go for the panic emote. Panic, but Blink 0-4-1, not having a good game. Lina 0-2-2, not having a good game. And I feel like they're just not looking good. Just because how do you deal with a Lucas?
Good read by Blake. Boye walks up, trying to go for the pin down again. 8 seconds on Stitch. Bottom wave there. Good current caught his own them in the back line. Ying trying to do the same again. Takes away the Sacred Beast form. And now the Lord is coming in. Stitch is back up again. He's giving the all-in dive from Ken as he pops in the Sacred Beast form, but he will actually take it defensively. Ying taken very low. Stitch again with that Sonata constantly dealing damage. A flicker out, but a pullback. Ken able to dash away again. YG live to see another day, but Mythic Seal have taken all of the base turrets out of YG's base.
Now it's check.
Susah guys. Kenapa HP ku ngelik-ngelik guys ya? Ngelik-ngelik HP ku guys, ngelik-ngelik.
Man, like the moment the Lord spawns, Mythic Seal could legit just do nothing. Let the minions do the work. The moment you see it, because in YG, who can really clear the lane fast? It's only Stitch. And then when Stitch is out of the way, when Stitch is nowhere near the Lord, it won't have damage. Ying is tanky, no damage. Han is no damage. And Lina, control, sure. But where's the damage, man? Like, this is, in terms of damage profile, they really have
Jangan lupa di like guys.
but still, nothing compared to a Granger.
Definitely not, man. They don't really have a composition built to wave clear, built to defend. Their composition is more on all in. That's why they had to also kind of, win out the early game too. It was really a battle of the early game. But the Cho, really, aside from one kick to Boye, what is it? What am I seeing?
Okay, good, because I saw 2 Sky Piercers on Brody just now.
Yeah, it's good with the crowd.
Thank goodness it's not.
But yeah, back to the point.
Because the Sky Piercer was actually the meteor.
Oh, the rose gold. Yeah.
Yes.
Luckily, it got fixed. But for YG, I think the only play I saw from Blink so far on the Cho this game was the pick onto Boye. It was in the mid game. Other than that, I don't even think we have seen any move from Boye. I'm sorry, for Blink on the Cho. It's been a very passive and reactive Cho.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't have a good way to flank. At this point, maybe Ying is just better off taking the Divergent instead of the Unleash the Beast. Because I feel like they just need better angles because you have the damage coming in from Stitch. You just don't have a way to start a good team fight. And like you said earlier in the match, whoever starts the team fight ends up winning it. And every single time it's Mythic Seal with the Divergent.
Apa ini cuy?
And then Boye
Penang-penangnya guys ya.
catching them inside the wall. So it's just a problem for YG. They're just waiting all the
Level
time.
103 guys. Bang, lu suka main ini juga nggak bang?
All in onto Boye, has the immortality, but will be
Ini bang.
taken out already. The Diversion, no one takes it. Boye's gonna be taken down. Oh, very low. Detonata takes him down. Zippy in the back line, still able to hold himself down. Blink will be taken out with the immortality. It's just the immortality. Lina goes for the knockup and Lantern Flare. It will be another kill over as Lina takes it away. And it's a winning team fight for YG. 2 for 1.
Yeah, and the fact that Stitch is still alive, man, like, oh my goodness. Either way, Boye as well as Kun is out of the fight. At least for Mythic Seal, you gotta be happy that Ken did not die for that one because he has 8 kills at this point. 8 kills is a lot of shutdown goal. Like, it's enough to really turn the game
Easy
around.
boy.
Now Mythic Seal, this is where they play the macro. Look at the minions, man. Stitch, you want to be around the Lord, but you gotta be in base. I don't know if Lina can actually clear the minions by herself, but someone's got to do it. If not, Seal's just gonna win without even going for a battle.
They just gotta go for one decisive fight for YG. Mythic Seal already in a position where they're like 80-20% the winners here. If they have a real-time AI prediction, it'll definitely favor Mythic Seal. Maybe 80% in this game. There's so much macro control just from the fact that YG do not have ways to clear it out. They don't have a Moskov. They don't have someone who can clear out bottom and then rotate over to the fight. They have a Granger, and that's what they're doing. They want to go for the fight. Blink goes over to Jiku, no Boye. They're going to hold shield unity again over to Boye. But he's able to get away. Kun caught on the tough spot. Lancer Flare doesn't get the knockup. Han on the Lord. It should be the big retreat battle that can secure the game or lose of the game. Retreat battle. Boye finds Blink. Ying finds the Lord. Stitch in the back line now is going to be the winner. Or the win of nature rather. The win caught for Ken. Still able to escape. Sky Piercer taking immortality down. The wave in the bottom lane still coming out with Stitch. Gets the Death Sonata to shut Ken down. His first death in the game. And it's an 8-kill bounty.
Bang, aku pakai 2 HP, satu buat main game.
Because they were
HP
like
kedua
what?
buat nonton.
8K, 9K, and now
Anjir,
there's no
udah orang
difference.
kaya ya
That's
bang.
how big
HP gue cuma
the shutdown
satu bang.
really is. 20 minutes in, Ken is gonna
Banyak
take
juga
a while
PLU,
to
bang.
spawn, and Han, we talk about this behind the scenes or on screen. I can't remember, but now Han has that cursed helmet.
Apa aja
Damage,
HP
sure,
merek
whatever,
HP lu
but
bang.
now he's lowering their defenses, not by a lot, sure, but enough for Stitch to become a bigger problem. This is how you ramp up the game here, because looking at the items here, full items for Stitch, And then with that cursed helmet as well from the Boxia, even when you don't have enough damage from your team, now it does feel like you have a little bit more damage. And I don't know, man, maybe Ken going for more damage is not what you need in this game.
Oh my god. Zippy forced to flicker out there, LaFell. The Lancer Flare was already fully stacked. Lina just needed to get one more! Again in the back. Blaine looks in for the Jiku. Oh my goodness! Boye with a massive fist crack. Not going to be able to get anyone though. Still, it's Stitch in the back, surviving, buying ammo, selling items left and right, keeping the game alive for YG. And Mythic Seal stay alive too. Diversion to the back as well. But he doesn't catch anyone. Everybody decides to recall ASAP.
Yeah, now Blink is going for that Twilight armor as well. And Zippy without that flicker, it's gonna be trouble, man. Because like you said, Mirko, he almost got caught
PK2
by
itu punya
Lina.
mama aku bang.
And that's a bad thing. Now Ying having that unleashed.
Oh jadi lu ganti-gantian makanya bang ya?
And maybe swapping one of your items
Ganti-gantian kah bang?
would be better here. Because I saw the full items. It is a Malefic Roar, as well as having that Rose Gold meter. Rose Gold is good, but I don't know. Do you feel like? Then again, they're very tanky. I don't know. At this point, I'm not so sure whether the Malefic Roar is actually good or not for this Lucas.
I don't know. At this point, I think it's fine. The Malefic Roar is the question, right, for you?
Yeah, Malefic Roar.
I think it should be fine because he's still one of the damage dealers necessary for Mythic Seal. You gotta remember that technically the Brody does fall off a bit in terms of damage, so you need Ken to help out with damage too. Right now, for Mythic Seal, it really is about playing the macro game. They cannot let YG just hold the Lord. They have to be the ones holding the Lord while waiting for the slow push to happen in the bottom lane. Because now, it's not going to be 3 waves, it'll only be 2. 1 in the bottom lane, 1 in the top lane, right? Mid lane is technically just going to be even all throughout. So Mythic Seal, play patient, hold the Lord, wait for the waves to push. YG, you're going to have to send Stitch sooner rather than later.
Yeah, honestly, like Mythic Seal,
Good.
did good. Oh, they got someone.
Wait of Dragon on Kun. That's going to be Lantern Flare as well, but it's on towards the pit. Ying in the back with the Sacred Beast form, shoving them back again. Han pops in the Tortoises Puissance, and they'll be on the Lord. A few members low already. No one's going to take the diversion, not the aggressive one. And look at that, Stitch. The fight was not won instantly, and someone will be sent down. And I think 9 out of 10 times it'll be Stitch.
Either way, this is still good for YG because they're delaying the game, and the fact that Mythic Seal is not winning by the minions entering the base or getting a Lord is amazing. Like you get any victories that you can. Now Mythic Seal, I feel like they have to be a little bit ballsy here because hold on. It looks like they are engaging. Boye, I'm trying to get into the mind of Mythic Seal here. I don't know what they're really going for because now they have a diversion.
Yeah.
So they're just waiting for someone to go through that bush. Blink is checking it. As long as Stitch doesn't open up the map, like doesn't walk beside it, they should be good because right now YG has no idea where they're at. Do they have the sentry? Is the sentry up? They could use that.
Oh, Ying's caught all alone. He's giving the all-in onto him. Ying taken down. Was waiting in the bush, did not see the conceal, did not expect Mythic Seal to be attacking from their own base, his own base. And this should be it, LaFell. 50 seconds at the death timers, an Evolved Lord at 24 minutes. I don't think they'll be able to contest at all. Han can't even make his way onto it yet. Boye is the one who secures the Lord. And YG are going to have to deal with it. I don't think they have nearly... diversion. One more time into the back Stitch. Able to flicker out. Yeah, reaction brings him back. Stitch still able to survive for a bit. Immortality be popped as well. Ken buys and pops into winner crown in time. Stitch gets the Detonata. Perfect timing. Ken buys the Immortality way too late. Why, LaFell, did they go for the gamble when they had the Evolved Lord?
Gamble? That's a straight up troll, man, because they got the Lord. They really don't have to go for the fight because now there's a chance that Ying could come back up and Ken is going to take so long. If YG wipes out Mythic Seal inside of their base, game over, YG wins it.
still with this big lord. They're doing a lot of damage. Oh, Stitch still able to get the Sonata in the back line. Again, it's going to be a kick into the Lantern Flare. Zippy Cutie caught in the back spot. Lina picks him up in the back as well. Stitch shut down by Boye with the Evolved Lord helping him down. Han and Ying clearing it out. Now Lina trying to escape as Boye walks him down.
Bang
Gets
Firman
the
udah
pin down, but
tidur.
Immortality's still there.
Kayaknya
Nico
udah, Bang.
looking for the end moment. Han
Diam-diam
was still
aja
going to
dia,
be
Bang.
walking up, getting the kill. Boye
Kemana perginya,
looking
Bang?
for the end. Immortality's right there. Zippy Cutie not needed. Boye goes for the hit, ends the game despite the losing 4v5 man advantage.
At that point, the minions is too strong, man. Like in the early game, the minions are nothing, but late game, doesn't matter if you're full build, there's nothing much that you can do. Mythic Seal, like, they could have gotten punished so hard, because that diversion trying to get a kill, if you win, sure, 100%, like, you're gonna end the game.
Aduh,
But I kinda feel like
susah.
at that point, you're gonna end the game anyways. There's a chance that you could diversion in, and then you yourself get caught. Like, make a bad play. If 3 people died, that's it. That's GG. So they didn't get punished. So good for them. But something that they do have to consider, especially if they do want to go internationally, I believe other teams will not let that slide.
I agree. That was definitely, a roller coaster of emotions for both teams. I think even Mythic Seal was shaking in that last fight. It was definitely a panic moment too. They were just throwing everything at YG, hoping that something lands, hoping that something hits and knocks YG out. And luckily for them, Boye was able to get it done, right? Boye with the final shot over to the Granger. Whew, I mean, even there, LaFell, it looked like there's a lot of miscoordination, right? Some people wanted to go for the pace, some people didn't. Zippy actually ended up walking away, and Boye was the one that dealt the final blow. Luckily, it paid off, because if it didn't, oh man, that would have been, I think Stitch would have came back up. They would have been able to go back into the enemy base, and it very well would have been, I think, a win for YG.
Bang,
But now
kau
we have an
doang
extended
yang
series.
left, yang lain
to
udah
game
tidur.
4.
Benar, Bang.
2-1.
Gua doang yang left,
Still
Bang.
match point for YG. Still 1 game away from knocking
Kasihan
Mythic
banget
Seal
gua,
down.
Bang.
But again, we have seen these things before. We've seen a team go 2-0, losing out on their lead, and getting reverse swept before.
Now that we've seen both junglers can use the Lucas very well, I think it's about time maybe ban it out, right? I mean, like, sure, you're gonna let something go. I'm up to the point where I'm okay with letting the chip go, because between Chip and Lucas, I don't know how to deal with the Lucas, man. Like, it's so hard, even with the Valentina.
Umur
Like
lu
I said,
berapa,
the
Bang?
Valentina is a hit or miss, and now the MVP, Nico, he's very nasty on this Louis. Very proactive, actually making sure that they have good engages.
Man. Nico was so phenomenal in this game, man. I think, 90% of the game was actually won out by the man you see on your screen right here. The diversions, constantly, always. And I think it's also not just the Lucas, but it's the combo of Lucas plus Loyi that makes it so deadly. Whenever you go diversion, it's almost like you're guaranteed to lose someone, right? Someone's always going to be there, getting mauled by the Sacred Beast, by the Nine Tails, we'll call it. There's not much you can do, really. The CC is so instant, and again, the lack of respect for Purify is evident here in this game too.
Yep. And I feel like, because we know Naruto as the guy that's trying to stop hate from all over the world. Started with Kurama and then everyone else, and he is able to unite nations. And I feel like we can definitely see the friendship buff here in both teams, where it looks like Lucas is a good combo with a lot of different heroes.
7 tahun?
Combo with Matilda.
Serius,
Good
Bang?
combo with the Lu Yi. Once what's her name? Once Angela gets stronger, probably a good combo with Angela as well. Good combo for any kind of setup. Like, Lucas is, like, it's not only he's individually strong, he's also strong paired up with many different things here. Han, I would say, he still had a pretty okay game, but because we saw how he's able to carry with the Lucas before, seeing him on 2 tanks in the jungle and having a bit of a iffy game in my personal opinion. Stitch overall, I feel like, is the highlight for sure for YG, because if Stitch didn't play that amazingly, I kind of feel like Mythic Seal would have ended the game much faster.
Ya bang, aku 7 tahun. Waduh
So many
bang.
times I think they took very greedy fights, man. I
Masih
think for the
kecil ya,
longest
Bang,
time,
ya.
Mythic Seal has been that type of team to take the gambles. A lot of times it looks like it's not a gamble. It looks like a pure throw, like in the final fight again, where it was really
Yeah.
unnecessary to go in for that diversion. Even if they went for the diversion, looking at the position, they try to go for Stitch. If they don't get it, it's okay. It's okay. They don't need to commit to it, but they did. Almost costed them the game. Almost became another Mythic Seal choke moment. Because back in the day, again, Mythic Seal have always failed to qualify to international events, and the main reason is because whenever they're in a high-stakes
Bang,
situation, they
aku
just
udah
tend
minum
to make
kopi.
these very risky plays
Anjay,
that
umur 7 tahun udah minum
ultimately
kopi lu bang.
don't go their way. Now, it looks like it has gone their way, at least in this game. But I gotta be honest with you, YG have been the better team all throughout the series so far.
But I just want to bring in to note the damage numbers here is actually not bad. Ying 70,000, Kling 75,000, Nico 87,000. But look at that Stitch, 109,000 damage was dealt. And Zippy is not as high as I thought, only doing 60-ish thousand damage. And looks like Rich Guy and the carry is going over to Stitch. Best wingman, of course, is our MVP with the Lu Yi. I don't know, like, I want to say we're not going to see the same heroes again, but in this meta Miracle, it's just 10 heroes recycled through. But personally for me, I kind of feel like Lucas is a lot to deal with. I'd rather go up against an assassin than a Lucas.
Yeah. I gotta agree
Bisa
with
buat
you,
nonton
Lucas
bola.
is
Anjay, lu 7 tahun dah bergadang nonton bola bang. Memang lu nonton bola apaan bang?
In the next few games,
Indonesia kah atau apa bang?
we won't be seeing too many Lucases. It really depends, again, if YG just get it done through Red Side. This game, you gotta remember, folks, back at home, Red Side is still at 100% win rate. This game, it was Mythic Seal who took Red Side away from YG, and they were able to get their first game win. Even though it was a hard-fought battle, you could definitely see why Red Side has been favored a lot now, recently. The Red Side, you get so much. You can react to it. You have last pick on first phase and first pick
Emang jam
on
berapa
second
mulainya, Bang?
phase, which gives you a lot of counterplay.
Yeah, I just feel like in the current meta, we don't have one hero that just wins the draft. Because previously, having that Suyo first pick kind of wins the draft-ish, just because you're not showing your hand too much, and yet you still have a very strong hero. In the current patch, even if you pick up the Boxia, which is amazing, which is cool, right? But you're getting a front line. You're not really getting your win condition. It's just an enabler to make sure that your win condition gets to play a good game. And you were talking about how Blink only had
Kemarin,
one
Bang.
play. We're seeing one
Anjay.
play here. And then
Gua
after
kira
that,
sekarang,
we
Bang.
all Mythic Seal, because every single time we see that diversion, you're not really seeing like one person getting pulled in. You're going to have multiple people coming in, and boy, you're having an amazing game. And you know what? The entire day we see amazing Badang plays. Even though he doesn't get a lot of like 3-man, 5-man, it doesn't matter. Getting 1, getting 2, more than enough. And Mythic Seal, very good at following it up. I really like that the fact that Mythic Seal, they played about 5 hours today, and they're still online. They're still looking good. They're still
Sama
looking
kakek aku bang.
like a beast in
Waduh.
the game.
They know how to reset. The reset factor
Sama
was
kakek
always
lu yang mainnya, Bang, ya.
something that we were kind of worried
Sama kakek
about
lu
because the frustration
gadang, Bang.
build up to a 2-0 lead. To again a game that was almost a comeback, LaFell. I thought their mental could handle it at that point, especially with the gambles, the risks that they kept on showing here. So many times that they go for weird plays. Zippy Cutie with the flicker earlier, got caught by Lina. But I gotta give props to YG too. On top of the fact that obviously Mythic Seal were in a position where they were just forced to fight, YG played it so well, punishing Mythic Seal in every mistake that they made, and pushing a game where they lost 3 base turrets quite early before the Evolved Lord to such a close game. Usually if you lose all your base turrets before Evolved Lord, you're kind of cooked, you know?
Yep. I gotta say, man, Nico is absolutely amazing. 95% team fight participation, but really it's all about that control. Like, if people would tell me that Nico is the shot caller, 100% I would believe it, because the movements coming in from Mythic Seal, it looks very well planned out. It looks like they understand what they're going for, good or bad, right? Whoever makes the call, good or bad, they're gonna commit to it, which I really do like. At this point, YG was very close to ending the game, but I agree with your statement previously that as of right now, even though it's still won, it does feel like YG is the better team. They just need to secure themselves a very solid draft. I feel like if you change up the Jushin or I don't know, Farsa, anyone that has a bit more damage, even though yes, I saw that Lina did over 80,000 damage, but it's not instant. It's just, you know, continuous but not deadly, not lethal, you know?
Bang, minggu depan timnas versus Jepang, anjay.
So good, Stitch.
Apa itu bang?
Good
Piala Dunia kah?
Boy, yeah, that really changed the tides of the fight. And I think Stitch, correct me if I'm wrong.
Kok gua sering kehilangan info ya?
Sold his immortality too quick. Didn't he have the immortality there when he was jumped by Boye? Or did he already lose it before?
Honestly, I think I saw that immortality shield.
Yeah, right?
So that's why I was, you know what, are you looking back at the replay? Because
I am.
you got me.
Iya bang, bola.
I gotta look
Timnasnya
I feel like
oh, Piala Dunia, Piala Asia atau apa bang?
then that'll be a
no. He didn't have it. It was Boya's immortality that made it look like he had immortality. They were so close together, but yeah. Ooh, that could have been a big blunder again if it was the case, but obviously it wasn't. At that point, I think the immortality had already been popped through the flank earlier before, so there was at least something of value that they got from the flank that we thought was just a big throw.
Either way, is going into game number 4. Mythic Seal, they kind of understand their win con, right? Like try to win early, like at least win something, and then start snowballing off of that. So maybe that's the idea, giving Zip Cutie the Brody pick, something that he's very confident to be able to win the lane with.
Piala Asia bang.
Zip Cutie should not have problems picking up his hero. I feel like the only problem in the draft later on is really just going to be Ken, because we see clearly that YG has no intention of giving Ken any of his picks, even if he doesn't do all that well. Like if they're willing to ban Hayabusa, I don't see why they wouldn't
Piala Asia.
banning out Lucas.
Seru Piala Dunia nggak
I
sih
think
bang?
as well, when we're talking about this matchup, by the way, for some reason in Myanmar, they just seem to be kind of allergic to 3-2s, Lafao. I don't know if it's going to continue here, but even in the play-ins, in every single best of 5, it's always been max 4 games. AI beat Falcon 3-1. Mythic Seal beat AI 3-1. YG beat Paladins 3-0. Xeno got beat by Paladins 3-1. And earlier today, we saw a 3-0. So far, we've not seen a series, best of 5, go all the way yet in the MSL Myanmar Season 1. Through play-ins, through playoffs.
Bang, kau nggak tidur? Ya bentar lagi bang.
I just have to bring it up, you know.
Bentar lagi gua tidur bang.
Just in case you found a loophole, just in case you were like, oh, we're gonna end things early.
If you left it alone, we wouldn't have used any of our mystical abilities here.
The universe has spoken, Lafao. The universe thinks we don't cast together too much anymore. So we get one time to cast together. I think in a year, this is gonna use up all the quota of us casting together.
You know what? This is what I will tell my grandchildren. Be like, I have that one friend, Mirko. Now, kids, do you know best of 5?
Kebrese oi. Apa itu bang? Kebrese bang. Welcome ya bang ya.
Imagine having 5 games.
Apa itu kebrese bang?
Hours. I mean, it's going like for me, it's going to 11. We start at 5 something. So even if we start at 5:30, right?
You're right. You're an hour ahead. That's true. Oh my god.
Yeah. So potentially this best of 5 is potentially going to 6 hours, Mirko. Imagine that, more than 1 hour per game.
Wow.
That's
well,
insane.
that just shows you how competitive the series is, does it not, Lafao? Right?
Yeah. Dude, like other regions, they kind of suck.
That's
like
true.
what, the best of 5 ending in 2 hours? That's
exactly.
That's rookie numbers, man.
Those are truly rookie numbers. We know if you guys want the best in the business, you come over to MSL Season 1. Watch the playoffs and see how these teams battle it out. In-game, out-game, everywhere.
Dude, I'm just thinking about the grand finals, man. Best of 7. I'm
The grand
salivating.
finals?
The grand finals, dude. This might be the grand finals here. You know,
This actually
Mythic
might, yeah.
Seal going up against. Oh, but then again, you know what? I feel like AI should be getting a lot of information here,
No, for sure.
or they fell asleep.
I think which one is more important, getting rest or getting data?
I actually believe you don't need all 8 hours of sleep.
Oh,
So-
that's okay.
Yeah, for me, I feel like 5 and above is good enough because 8 hours is 1/3 of your day, man.
That's true. It is 1/3 of your day.
If
I
there's
need
Kau
a
ada
day
apa, bang?
I
Ada
really
TikTok,
don't
bang.
like, if there's a day that I really don't like, sure, I'll sleep longer than 8 hours because I just
Ada
don't want to
TikTok
do
gua,
that,
bang.
you know?
Tadi
But
gua
for
mau
me,
download
Rafael, I need 10 hours.
Mobile Legend di komputer bang sama Magic Chess Go Go, tapi kenapa nggak bisa bang? Apapun game yang diinstal di komputer nggak bisa bang,
It is
aneh
one
banget
thing,
dah.
that's why I asked the question there. Maybe for you it's data, but for me, if I don't get my beauty sleep, I won't function.
Yeah. Although if I was legit in their situation, right? I
You
would
won't
ask
sleep.
someone else to look at it, and I'll watch YouTube and have dinner, maybe a bit of Netflix, and sleep. Yeah.
And sleep. Yep. Well, let's see here though. First, LaFell, it is going to be YG indeed, as expected on the red side. They ban out the chip, so they don't want anything too crazy. They don't want these anomalies in the draft. Mythic Seal,
Oke,
first
guys,
pick. It's going to be the
dari
juice
sini
in.
aku
Uh-oh.
akan tutorial
0% win rate in the
cara
Bang, coba
MLBB
nonton
Grand
Noksa,
Finals.
itu
0%
apalagi,
win
bang?
rate so far in the
Mobile
series. So
Legends
apalagi itu, bang?
I don't know about the
ya,
juice in pick.
di komputer apapun di laptop guys ya. Nah ini dapat kalian lihat
So,
sendiri
there
ya.
should be a
Kalau aku itu mainnya di
Yes.
komputer.
Badang Granger,
Ya,
Badang Kimi.
gitu, ya.
Maybe if I
Nih
just
ya,
did Badang,
udah bisa dimainkan guys ya.
like, I don't know.
Nah
this
aku
seems right.
udah
Either way, it's the
cukup
Badang
lama
has
lah
to be
ya
there. I kind of feel like
bermain Mobile Legends
the
di
Kimi is fine here, unless you're very confident that
Jadi itu
Ken would
kita
pick the
harus
second pick.
download dulu guys.
Maybe
Kita
Granger,
masuk
maybe
aja
Granger.
Google
Maybe
nanti
Granger
ya.
safer.
Nah di
I feel like
Google
Granger safer.
kalian
I think it is
seperti
too.
ini,
It does
tulis
set up
Buat anomali. Apa tuh bang?
Technically, there's no Kimi pick on the other side too, so you're fine. Oh
Nah,
wow!
selanjutnya,
1-1! First
Kalian bisa
pick!
ya, yang
Not
berkomposisi,
bad in the first phase, and
atau yang
I guess now we finally get our answer. Why is the 1-1 always bad in the first phase? I guess the Burmese
Setelah itu bisa
are just
langsung
godly
kalian klik
1-1
aja,
players,
atau kalian
LaFell.
klik kanan,
Mythic Seal,
pilih
I
open
think
di
they can either go
new tab.
Granger Farsa here. Oh, sorry, they already have
Ini
Juice
bisa
in.
juga, guys,
They
ya.
either, I think they need to go
Coba
higher. They
ini
need to
ya.
go for an assassin that can beat the
Meskipun,
1-1, and then
HP lah ya,
maybe
itu
a
di
Granger
komputer,
or
guys. Nah
an
terus
Irithel.
kita download nih. Ini kan ada tulisan
Yeah.
download tuh.
I
Nah, kita download
honestly
aja.
prefer the Irithel a little bit more. Oh wait, no. This
Kebetulan
is the
aku
problem
pakai
with
IDM di
CQ.
sini, jadi
Sometimes his
langsung aja.
decision making puts himself in a very
Nah,
bad spot.
udah.
They pick up the Phobias
nanti udah,
and the
nih ya.
Granger.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Tinggal
Phobias, this
di
is the first appearance
install
here
aja
in
nih.
the playoffs today.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah
So far, it's
Right?
always banned
Yeah.
out by Mythic Seal in the first phase when they always ban out the Phobias game 1, game 2.
Nah,
Game
kalau
3,
itu
I
masuk
forgot if they
ya.
banned it out, but yeah, 1-1's left open now. It gets picked up by YG, and the Phobias is the answer.
terus
Which means
kalau sudah baru kalian
No joy.
lanjut. Nah
no
boleh
Joy
kalian kesini,
and
guys,
no
ya.
Haya probably, right? Both should be banned out by YG.
Tuh, ke sini guys ya, ke bagian sini nih. Nah,
So
ya.
YG here, like again, like is
Untuk
there any
kalau Free
reason why
Fire
you
itu Free Fire Max yang ada ya.
Because the Joy might not have a good time. They pick up the
Kalau ini tetap
Hayabusa, and
enggak
now
ini juga.
YG they can just continue the trend and just
Bang,
take
aku
out
doang yang
the
nonton malam-malam.
assassin.
Benar bang, lu doang bang.
Are the worries
Siapa
here.
lagi kalau bukan lu bang?
And, the jungle, that's it.
I think the Ling should be banned
Gak
out.
apa-apa,
That's
Bang,
it.
kita
And the Joy,
santai-santai
let it be.
aja.
I think the 1-1 and the Hayabusa actually do quite a good job up against the Joy. And remember, you also have a
Badang
Badang.
as well.
Yeah. So I think for YG then, they banned the God Thought. I really hope they ban the Ling, unless they are. I think Mythic Seals can plays a pretty mean Ling. I wonder. Okay, they still have one more ban slot, so let's not talk about it until that happens.
What
Happens
if
lah, Bang.
he
Once in a
just
while sih
wants
menurut gua
redemption and he wants to get that show again, and he said he can deal with the Ling, so just put the Badang in the EXP to deal with. Because honestly, for me, this is how I would do it, right? Ban the Ling, sure, and then pick up the high loss. The high loss is bad against the Jushin, but he does okay against the Phobias, and I kind of
Yep.
feel like stopping Phobias is more important. But because of that Valentina ban, I'm smelling a.
Apa ya bang ya? Kenapa nggak bisa Mobile Legend di
That's why
komputer
I'm
gua
not a
ya?
fan of the Gatot Kacha ban. Yes, it does, stop the 1-1 and the Hayabusa from completely taking over in the team fights. But now the Lucas is open with the Ling, and you're gonna have to choose between one. I think I would ban the Lucas, honestly. But this time you have a win an you have a 1-1. So 1-1 usually is a pick
Bang,
you
di
would
situ
go for
pada
when you're
tidur.
up against
Belum,
Lucas,
Bang.
just because you want to try to
Belum pada
take
tidur
all
orang-orang
Lucas
di sini,
points
Bang.
and get away with it. So I wonder if they'll still just
Oke Bang ya,
Wow.
sudah pukul 10 Bang, gua mau tidur dulu Bang. Gosok gigi kita Bang.
Wait, what? Like,
Enggak Bang, besok kita berjumpa lagi ya Bang ya. Lu penonton setia gue Bang.
Now that's something I don't see often.
Oke Bang ya.
yeah.
Besok kita sambung lagi ya Bang ya.
They get that punished? I mean,
Oke,
yes,
Bang.
1-1, but
Sampai jumpa besok Bang. Kita main Roblox Bang ya. Jangan lupain itu Bang. Oke, ciao.
For themselves, you know, and then